धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा, धन्यवाद प्रणाम शंकर प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा अंकिता माता जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा शिशुधर, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना, यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना, यमुना तीरवनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना, यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजना, यमुना तीरवनचारी। यमुना तीरवनचारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय, राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। राधा रमण हरि, 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 रमण हरि, राधा 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 रमण हरे 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 राधा रमण राधा रमण हरे राधा रमण हरे राधा रमण हे राधा रमण हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद राधे गोपाल 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 राधे राधा मदन मोहन 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 राधे राधा मदन मोहन राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधा रमण की राधा मदन मोहन की we will continue to sing Chaurashtakam because it is our Purushottam Mass. Now everybody is comfortable to sing this one. Entamandiki, do you all know the tune? We'll practice more. Yes. Vraje prasidham Navanita choram Gopangananam chadukula choram Vraje prasidham Navanita choram Gopangananam chadukula choram अनेक जन्मार्चिता पापचोरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि अनेक जन्मार्चिता पापचोरं चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि व्रजे प्रसीदं नवनीतचोरं गोपाङ्गनानां चतुर्कुलचोरम् श्रीराधिकायाय हृदयस्य चोरम् नवाम्बुदा श्यामला कान्तिचोरम् श्रीराधिकायाय हृदयस्य चोरम् नावाम्बुराशामलाकान्तिशौर्यम् पादाश्रितानां च समस्तजोरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि पादाश्रितानां च समस्तजोरम् चौराग्रगण्यं पुरुषं नमामि आकिञ्चनीकृत्य पादाश्रितं च करोति भिक्षुं पतिगृहहीनम् आकिञ्चनीकृत्य पादाश्रितं च करोति भिक्षुं पतिगृहहीनम् केनाप्यहो भीषणाचौरयिदृक् दृष्टासुतो वा न जागर्षयापि केनात्रयीर्षण्चौरयिदृक् दृष्टासुतो वा न जागर्षयापि यदीयनामापि हरति अशेषम् गिरिप्रसारम् अपि पापराशिम् यदीयनामापि हरति अशेषम् गिरिप्रसारम् आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चौरयिदृक् दृष्टाश्रुतो वा न माया कदापि ननु चौरयिदृक् दृष्टाश्रुतो वा न माया कदापि दानं च मानं च ततिन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च भूत्वा मम सर्वमेव दानं च मानं च ततिन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च भूत्वा पालायसे कुस्त्रधूतोऽभ्यचोरा त्वं भक्तिदां नास्ति माया निरोधा पालायसे कुस्त्रधूतोऽभ्यचोरा त्वं भक्तिदां नास्ति माया निरोधा दीनत्रिघोरं यमपाशबन्धम् चीनक्षि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धम् नैवात्मनो भक्तभूतं दुबन्धम् चीनक्षि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धम् नैवात्मनो भक्तभूतं दुबन्धम् मन्मानसा कामकारशिरोगे कारागृहे दुर्गमाया निदग्धा मन्मानसा कामकारशिरोगे कारागृहे दुर्गमाया निदग्धा लाभस्वहे चौरहारे चिराया स्वगौर्यदोषोऽपि तं देवरन्धम् लाभस्वहे चौरहारे चिराया लाभस्वहे चौरहारे चिराया स्वगौर्यदोषोऽपि तं देवरन्धम् हरे शिराया कारागृहे वसा सदा हृदये मदीये कारागृहे वसा सदा हृदये मदीये मद्भक्तिपाश दृढबन्धन निश्चला मद्भक्तिपाश दृढबन्धन निश्चला सान्त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रणयकोटि शतान्तरे सान्त्वं कृष्ण हे कोटि प्रणय प्रणतदान्तरेऽपि सर्वस्य चोरं हृदयं न हि मोचयामि सर्वस्य चोरं हृदयं न हि मोचयामि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की हरे कृष्ण ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाक्षलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवतिर्नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरकृषे नमः नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome back everyone. Thank you all for coming one more Sunday. My Siksha Guru, Acharyas, everybody says that these prayers are as equal, as important of learning the Bhagavad Gita, because we have to prepare the consciousness. Otherwise, we'll not be able to get into the mood of understanding the Shastras. How many of you do exercises? I don't do, I know, but some of you do. So before the exercise, you do some warm-up to get prepared. So maybe not be a direct comparison, but some kind of a comparison that before we start understanding the Shastras, we have to bring our mind into Sattva Guna. How do we bring our mind to Sattva Guna? By thinking about Krishna, by reciting some prayers, by reciting some Bhagavata slokas, we try to bring our mind into Sattva Guna. Then our mind is tuned to receive the Bhagavad Gita. Right? If you want to listen Radio Mirchi, what you have to do? You have to tune to that frequency, right? Then only you can listen to Radio Mirchi. Otherwise, you cannot. Whenever you start your radio, you cannot just listen to the Radio Mirchi. You have to tune to that frequency. So if we have to tune to the frequency of Bhagavad Gita, we have to first do our prayer sincerely, with sincere heart. Then Krishna will allow us the ears to work properly and the knowledge we learn. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Raghunandan Prabhu, can you? The jnana will come inside our heart. So Prabhuji is now slowly from passenger, we moved into a little express train from the last few chapters. From 6th chapter. In 2 weeks we completed, 7th chapter also 2 weeks we completed. Slowly we picked up the speed. Why did we pick up the speed? Because our foundation is clear. Now we understood what is a soul, who is Bhagavan, what is the 3 gunas. There are so many foundation aspects got clear to us. Now we don't need to go back again and again. But anytime anybody has a doubt, don't hesitate to stop me. Prabhuji, కొన్ని మీకు తెలుసు అనుకుని నేను ముందుకెళ్ళిపోతుంటే మాతాజీస్ మీకు ఎప్పుడన్నా ప్రభుజీ ఇది నాకు ఇంకా క్లారిటీ రాలేదనుకుంటే ఆపండి, విల్ ట్రై టు డిస్కస్ దట్ వన్. బట్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ నౌ ట్రైంగ్ టు బిల్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఫౌండేషన్ అండ్ వీఆర్ మూవింగ్ అహెడ్. యూ రిమెంబర్ Bhagavan Uvacha. First time we spent 4 hours to discuss who is Bhagavan. Now whenever we say Bhagavan, we don't stop for 4 hours to discuss who is Bhagavan. More or less we are all convinced Bhagavantudu ante Sri Krishnudu, Devadi Devudu Sri Krishnudu ani మనకి భాగవతం ద్వారా భగవద్గీత ద్వారా అర్థమైంది. So 7th chapter, what did we discuss? So we discussed that there are 4 types of devotees who are approaching Krishna. Who are those 4 types? Artho, Artharthi, Jignashu, Jnani. 4 types. Artho means one who is in suffering. Artharthi means one who needs some money. Jignasu means one who is inquisitive. Bhagavatam gurinchi telusukovalana tapana undi. Jnani means deep devotee. Inka he wanted to understand more towards God and he wants to make the steps to understand God and follow the principles of God. He is a Jnani. And Krishna is saying in 17th, that was the 16th sloka. 17th sloka Krishna said among these 4, who is dear to him? Jnani is dear to him. He is saying Jnani is dear to him and he is dear to the Jnani. So once we grow, we all start from LKG. We don't directly take admission into PG, right into a college. We all start from LKG. Other day we were discussing, one Mataji asked me this question. One Prabhuji who is attending online, he asked me this question. Prabhuji, how can you say somebody asking Krishna for money, he is also eligible, he is also can be considered as dear to Krishna, why is he? So I was just telling Prabhuji, each one of us have started our journey towards Krishna some lives back. We don't know. Some of us might have started the journey only this life. Some of us have started 1 life back, 2 lives back, 5 lives back, 10 lives back. Manaku teliyadu. Only Krishna knows. Krishna says to Arjuna kada, Arjuna, you only know about the current. I know about past, present and future. So Krishna knows. So Maybe somebody in last life, they've already crossed the steps of Artho, Artharthi, Jignashu. Now he has come to Gnani stage. Maybe some of us in the Artho stage or Artharthi stage. In future, we'll go to the Gnani stage. But don't think that it will automatically happen. ఎల్కేజీ అన్నా పాస్ అయితే కానీ యూకేజీలో కూర్చోబెట్టరు కదండి. అయిపోయింది కదా పాపం 1 year రోజు క్లాస్కి వచ్చాడు కదా. నో యు ఆర్ ఇన్ 10th class. Will teacher pass you saying that every day you came to the class, so automatically you are in +1? Will they say? No, they will still put you the exam. You have to pass, and if you pass the exam, you are eligible to go to the 11th grade. In a similar way, by following the steps of Krishna, Krishna will allow us to go to the next stage. Next, 7.19, Krishna is telling, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavanmam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. I like that last line. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. It is very rare. Very, very rare to understand that Vasudevude Sarvamu ani telusukodam chala chala kashtam, Sudurlabha. And if in this life we understood, then we have achieved the Sudurlabha. That Sudurlabha has become, Durlabha has become easier for us. At least ee janmalo manaku ardhamaindi Vasudevude Sarvamani. Right? Next, then Krishna spoke at great length of detail about Devata worship and Krishna worship. We have already spent a lot of time before who is Devatas and all. That's why we were able to go fast. Otherwise, at that sloka, I spent an hour generally to discuss whenever I am doing Bhagavad Gita. Right? So, Krishna said, who worship Devatas? One who are full with material desires will worship Devatas. But who will approach Krishna? One who wants a higher goal. Ante entante idi daati. And we discussed also the relation between children and parents. Initially, good morning. Initially, the relationship between children and parents is needs. I want protection, I want food, I want that, I want shelter, I want care. After some time, it is an emotional relationship between children and parents. It's not about day-to-day needs. In a similar way, we start with the desires, but the people with Krishna, the people who love Krishna don't go to Krishna for desires. Krishna is okay to come with desires, but generally as you progress, Krishna is saying, you come to me because you love me. Because you and I have that love. So, why do we do prayer? Because we like Krishna. Why are we reciting slokas? Because we love reciting slokas. Because we love to do kirtan of Krishna. Why are we trying to do bhajan? Because we love to glorify Krishna. Why are we reading Bhagavatam? Because we love to take association with Krishna. We may not have this mood on day one, Prabhujis and Matajis. Even I am not there. I am sitting here. But still I am not there. I am also a normal person. I am struggling to get to that stage of that perfection, to be able to see that connection with Krishna all the time and trying to think that everything I am trying to do is to please Krishna. Right? But if you ask generally people, why are you going to the temple? They might have something in their mind. నేను మొక్కుకున్నానండి 11 శనివారాలు వెంకటేశ్వర గుడికి వస్తాను మొక్కుకున్నానండి కోరిక తీరితే అందుకని 11 శనివారాలు వెళ్తున్నానండి. But let's say you are going to the ISKCON Abbots temple or somewhere and you are standing in front of Radha Madan Mohan and watching the duties for 10 minutes and somebody says, why did you come? Will you say, Mokku tirchukotaniki vachanandi? I want to see the beauty of Radha and Krishna. Ardhavainda? So slowly we have to change our focus from to we are going to a temple to take care of desires or to thank desire nunchi I am going to a temple to see Krishna. Or I am going to a temple so that Krishna is seeing me. That Krishna and konchu gurtupettuko. ఇన్ని లక్షల కోట్ల మందిలో అనేక యూనివర్సెస్ లో అనేక కోట్ల భక్తుల్లో అనేక కోట్ల మనుషుల్లో నేను ఒకడు ఉన్నాను, నన్ను గుర్తుపెట్టుకో. That is what is our prayer. Please remember me. Otherwise, why should Krishna remember us? You tell me something. Why should he remember us? So until you knock the door, Krishna will not remember us. Right? We also discussed the blessings of the Devatas are temporary. Sometimes they may not be our well-wishers. They are just giving what we want. We discussed the example of a shopkeeper. Right? A small child go to the shop and ask some snacks which are not good for the health. Will the shopkeeper say, Amma, ఇది నీకు మంచిది కాదు, నీ పళ్ళు పాడైపోతే డైరీ మిల్క్ తింటే, కురుకురే తింటే నీ హెల్త్ పాడవుతుంది, నువ్వు తినకూడదు అంటారా? He will just take 20 rupees, 30 rupees and he'll give it. But if you go to Amma and say, Amma, I want to eat that, what does Amma say? Nana, vaddu Nana, you already had one. Enough, one chocolate a week, not too many. Your teeth will get spoiled. Krishna is like that. Krishna is the one who is carefully checking whether these desires are good for us or not. Devatas are not worried. Devatas are fulfilling, fulfilling desires. Like they will have to give that one. But Krishna is the one who wants to give what we need rather than what we want. మనకి ఏది కావాలో కాదండి, ఏది అవసరమో ఇస్తాడు భగవంతుడు. అది మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి, దానికి మనం సంతోషంగా ఉండాలి. And Krishna and people also clarified that the foolish people think that Krishna is ordinary. And people say that Krishna avyaktoyam, that Krishna is impersonal before he takes a form. As soon as he finishes the job, he again becomes impersonal. Can we know that Krishna is a person? Next. And Krishna also says he knows the past, present, and future, but the conditioned souls do not know him because they are bewildered by desire, hatred, and dualities. Why are we moving away from Krishna? భగవంతుడికి దూరంగా మనం ఎందుకు ఉంటున్నాం? కోరికలు, ఈర్ష్య, ద్వేషాలు, తర్వాత డ్యువాలిటీస్, హ్యాపీనెస్ అండ్ డిస్ట్రెస్, వీటి మూలాన మనం భగవంతుడికి దూరంగా ఉంటున్నాం. ఇవి తగ్గించుకుంటే we get closer to Krishna. Next. Finally, Krishna talks about liberation. Krishna says one who can think at the time of death, prepare his life, he will achieve anything. We'll talk more about it. So 7 chapters given. See, first chapter is all about Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna was worried. You understood, right? Second chapter, Krishna starts explaining. He starts explaining the concept of soul. He started giving the Jnana Yoga, second. Then third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Third, fourth, fifth, almost Karma Yoga. Krishna was explaining, do your duty, right? Be constant in up and down. Sitoshna Sukha ivanni cheppukuntu vachadu. Work for me. Then 6th chapter, he started explaining Dhyana Yoga. How do we connect to Krishna? So sit on the high chair, sit on the high asana, sit straight, focus on the eyebrows, in the center place between eyebrows, all kinds of things. From 7th chapter onwards, he started directly talking about himself. Now he's telling more detailed information. So we are all promoted, Prabhujis and Matajis, to know more about Krishna. By coming to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th chapter, we are all promoted. మన ముందుకు తీసుకొచ్చి భగవంతుడు ఈజ్ రివీలింగ్ more and more information in every chapter. As we complete one by one chapter, we understood more and more. Prabhuji's Mataji's trying to connect to the previous chapters also and requesting, please read at home at least half an hour every day. Please read. Try to recollect. Otherwise, Gatam, Gata, Baba. We'll forget everything. Right? Kim tat brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adibhutam cha kim proktam
ఆదిభూతం చ కిం ప్రోక్తం
adidaivam kimuchyate
ఆదిదైవం
kim
కిముచ్యతే
tat brahma kim adhyatmam
కిం తద్బ్రహ్మ కిమధ్యాత్మం
purushottama
కిం కర్మ పురుషోత్తమ
adibhutam cha kim proktam
ఆదిభూతం చ కిం ప్రోక్తం
kimuchyate.
ఆదిదైవం కిముచ్యతే.
If anybody is in still half sleepy mood, we are in 8th chapter, Sloka 1.
Arjuna Vacha.
అర్జున ఉవాచ
Adhyatmam.
కిం తద్బ్రహ్మ కిం
Karma.
కిమధ్యాత్మం
Adi
కిం కర్మ పురుషోత్తమ ఆదిభూతం చ కిం ప్రోక్తం ఆదిదైవం కిముచ్యతే.
Arjuna inquired, "Oh my Lord, what is Brahman? Brahman ante emiti? What is the self? Atma ante emiti? What are the fruitive activities? Karma panlu, karma kosam cheyadam ante enti? What is the material manifestation? Ee prakriti enti?" And what are the demigods? Ee Devatalu evaru? Please explain. He's again asking. Krishna is explained in second chapter in almost 72 slokas. But again, he's asking what is Brahman, what is self, what is fruity activities. After listening third, fourth, fifth chapters, he's again asking what is karma, what is the material. He's helping us to revise our knowledge. So revision is also embedded into Bhagavad Gita. And what are the demigods? We discussed about Devatas and all. So please explain this to me. So Prabhujis and Matajis, actually whenever you are having Bhagavad Gita book in your hand, sometimes please read word by word meaning also, at least for some slokas. If you can read for every sloka, wonderful. Kudrakpote at least Adhyatmam, Adibhutam, Purushottama, Adidaivam, all these words, what is the meaning? Try to read that one so that you understand. Right? So, Atma is a word. What is the meaning of Atma? Soul. But in the context of Bhagavad Gita, Atma can mean soul, mind, intelligence, different context. Krishna is using Atma as a word. So generally, broadly, Atma means self, soul. But sometimes Atma, well, like 6.6. If you remember, Krishna was telling a mind, Bandhur Atmanastasya. So if your mind is your friend, it is good for you. If your mind is your enemy, you are gone. Their Atma is mind, Bandhur Atmanastasya. So Krishna uses Hare Krishna, is Atma in a different context, right? So it could be self, it could be mind, it could be intelligence, it could be living being, different. Adi yajna katam kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana kale cha katam
प्रयाणकाले च कथं
niyatatmabhihi
ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः
katam kotra
आदियज्ञ कथं क्रोत कोत्र
sudana
देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन
kale cha katam
प्रयाणकाले च कथं
niyatatmabhihi.
ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः
Jairaj Prabhu, మీరు చదువుతారా? You are on mute, Prabhu.
Yes, 1 minute, sir.
Yes.
Adi yagnam katam kotra dehe
आदियज्ञं
madhusudana.
कोत्र
Am I clear, Prabhuji?
Dehesmin madhusudana
देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन
prayana kale cha katam
Madhusudana
च
prayana kale cha katam
niyatatmabhihi.
ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः.
Who is the Lord of sacrifice? And how does he live in the body? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Very interesting questions he's asking. Who is the Lord of sacrifice? First question. How does he live in the body? Second question. And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of the death? Three questions he's asked here. And here he used the word Madhusudana. I told you, right? The words used are very appropriate. Why did he use Madhusudana here? Because Krishna is a killer of a demon called Madhu. So here he wanted Krishna to remove all his demon-like doubts. Manasulo doubts unnai kada. So he wanted doubts to be killed. That's why he used Madhusudana. So every word, Bharatarshava, Gudakesha, we remember we discussed before some of the words why they used, right? Okay. Lord of sacrifice can become means Indra or Vishnu. Both words are there. Usually, sacrifices are all taken by Indra, Agni Deva and Indra, and they distribute the havisu to their respective devatas. Yavar mantram, swaha, right? మనం ఒక్కొక్క మంత్రం చెప్పి స్వాహ అంటుంటే అది తీసుకెళ్ళి ఆ దేవతలకు తీసుకెళ్ళిస్తూ ఉంటారు. తర్వాత వాట్ డిడ్ కృష్ణ సే? భోక్తారాం యజ్ఞ తపసాం సర్వలోక మహేశ్వరం. సో హీ సెడ్ దట్ ఐ ఆమ్ ద అల్టిమేట్ బెనిఫిషియరీ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ద సాక్రిఫైసెస్. మీరు ఏ పూజ చేయండి, ఏ వ్రతం చేయండి, ఏ యజ్ఞం చేయండి, ఏ హోమం చేయండి, ఏ యాగం చేయండి, ఫైనల్ గా నాకే చెందుతాయి. దట్స్ వాట్ ఏ తత్ఫలం శ్రీ కృష్ణార్పణమస్తు. రైట్. So Vishnu is the chief of all the primal demigods, including Brahma, Shiva, Indra, as the chief of administrative demigods. Indra is the chief of administrative demigods. He is the in charge of the devatas. Both Indra and Vishnu are worshipped by the yajna performances, but here Arjuna asks who is actually the Lord of yajna and how the Lord is residing within the body of the living entity. Now the word prayana kale is very significant because whatever we do in this life will be tested at the time of the death. Prayana kale. Prabhuji's, Mataji's, our academics, we study for the whole year. And when is the exam? End of the year. Now, IIT exam. When people are started studying, earlier +1, now 8th grade or 6th grade? LKG. LKG plus IIT coaching physics wala. Right? So now people are studying from 8th grade. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. 5 years of hard work is tested in 2 hours or 3 hours. In that 3 hours, either you are selected or take the exam again or pay some money and join in Nijampet some engineering college. Your destiny is decided in that 3 hours for your study of 5 years of hard work, your dream. Probably you had the dream from 2nd grade, I don't know. 3rd grade. Maybe your father might have put the dream, or you have seen somebody who had the dream. You are going through the whole thing. Finally, it is tested in 3 hours and your life is decided. So Krishna is also saying that death is the final test. So we spoke many times. What is the statement we say? Entire life is the preparation, death is the examination. So at the time of death, if you are able to remember Krishna, passed. Exam passed. At the time of the death, if you are able to remember something else, nonsense, I wanted to study again. That means take the birth again. Okay, which class? I should go back again. LKG. That means lower birth. 10th grade. Okay, human birth. So study again. So Krishna is putting that exam. You know the flow chart? Pass, yes, no. Yes. Okay, entered into the Goloka. No, take birth again. That is what is our life as per 8th chapter. So he's asking Prayana Kale. Very, very important. Right? So actually, if you remember, Mukunda Mala Stotram, Srila Prabhupada quotes this one so many times. And some of you attended my Mukunda Mala Stotram classes on Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, I run Telugu classes afternoon 3 to 5. Some Matajis are attending here. If anybody are interested, have time. And if you have patience to see my face for 4 hours every week, you can join. Right. कृष्णात्वदीयपादपङ्कजपञ्जरात्नम् आद्यैव मे विशतु राजहंस प्राणप्रयाणसमये कपवातपित्तौ कण्ठावरोधनविधौ स्मरणं कुटस्ते. Kulashekar Alvar is singing this song in Mukunda Mala Stotram. He is saying that Krishna, aage jaake kaun deke. In the last minute, whether I'll remember you or not, I don't know. Now I am active, hale, healthy. My mind is active. My body is active. Now I am thinking about you. Please accept this. At the time of 80, 85, 90, I am in ICU. When my children are thinking, when will this guy go? Every day my fees is going 1 lakh. I better my father goes quickly so that I can reduce the pay bill. When your children are thinking like this, and you still want to live there at that time, kapavata pitta, from that mouth, kapam, That means all that phlegm and all are coming out. And actually, Kulashekar Alvar, had it been in 2026, he would have explained when you have 11 needles in the body and when you have 7 bottles of this one, had this sloka has to be done in 2026. Maybe if you put it to ChatGPT, it will create another sloka. Sorry to undermine the great Kulashekar Alvar. I'm just putting it on a lighter note. So, in that situation of needles, so many machines around, I know I said your children are not ready to pay. I know many children are crying outside, thinking about their father, and that in that situation, are you able to think about Krishna? So one of my cousins, she's 2 years elder to me. She's now 55. Recently, all well, her son, daughter, both of them did their MS. One of them is in Canada, one of them in US. Husband is worked as a State Finance Corporation general manager, retired recently. Life is all going great, cool. Suddenly one afternoon, she had a checker. She fell down and she was taken into the hospital. They said she needs to undergo immediate surgery. After the surgery, she did not recover back. She went into coma. And after 72 hours, she passed away. We were all utterly shocked. You are thinking, what is this? Every time you talk about death. No, it was like shocking. Suddenly, hale and healthy young lady who are talking, joking, sending jokes and all kinds of active lady. Suddenly, one afternoon, some checker and she did not return back. Did she think about 2:15, 3 o'clock it happened? Did she think about 2:59 that afternoon that in another 72 hours I will leave my body? But it happened. Because Shakkar went to the hospital, surgery, she went into coma. She doesn't even know that she died. That's what is the situation. So, can you remember Krishna at that time? Yesterday I was telling in the class that when you are having 1 or 2 fever, can you chant? Forget about 1 or 2 fever, you have running nose, hutch every 30 seconds. Are you in a position to think about Krishna and chant? జలుబు చేస్తేనే మనం కృష్ణుని మర్చిపోతాం. అలాంటిది ఐసీయూలో మనని గుచ్చి చంపుతుంటే how can you remember about Krishna? So that's what Kulashekar Alvar is telling. So Prabhuji and Matajis, this is a reminder to me, this is a reminder to you, this is a reminder to everybody who is listening this class that make hay while sun shine. That we have to remember Krishna when we are active. మనసు శరీరము అన్ని అదుపులో ఉన్నప్పుడే మనం భగవంతుడి సాధన ఎంత చేసుకోగలిగితే అంత మంచిది. తర్వాత మనం మన చేతిలో లేదు. దట్స్ వాట్ కృష్ణ ఇస్ టెల్లింగ్.
Prabhuji.
చెప్పండి ప్రభుజీ.
So from now onwards, we are telling our children not to put us in ICU and we want to die at home with Krishna bhajans.
హరే కృష్ణ. సో the best way to leave the body is ఆ నలుగురు గుర్తుందండి? ఆ నలుగురు సినిమా చూసారా? మన జీవితంలో కూడా నలుగురు కావాలి. ఎవరు? We want 4 Vaishnavas. We need 4 Vaishnavas in our life who will come running to our home when we are not doing well, so that they come and sing bhajan in front of us or open Bhagavatam and read. Not the 4 sons who come running to immediately discuss about settling the financial matters. నాన్న నీకేమి ఇచ్చాడు? నీకు ఆయిల్ ఇచ్చాడా? నాకు పొలం ఇచ్చాడు. This is what is the material life. Daughters, sons, sorry to say Prabhuji, everybody is interested about what we are leaving to them. But the 4 sincere Vaishnavas we make the friends, they will come running to our home when we are in the last minute and do bhajan for us and read Bhagavatam in front of us, read Bhagavad Gita in front of us and help us to give that consciousness. In that olden days, you all know, some of you who are 60, 70 plus, you know, earlier people were not dying much in ICUs. People were dying at home peacefully, sometimes sleeping near the Tulasi plant or sometimes in their bedroom, where some people were coming and reciting Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Prabhu Murahar idor katla kuchani, peddavaadu pakkan kuchani, people used to come and read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam in their last days of 1 week. People used to take turns to come and read. Now you have to, maybe after 1 year, you have to book an urban club, that service also. It has become like that. No, everybody is busy. Nobody has time to come and spend 7 days with us, right? So that's what is Prabhuji is telling. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Aksharam Brahma
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Paramam
अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमं
Swabhavodhyatatma Uchyate
स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते
Bhutavakaro
भूतभावोद्भवकरो
Visarga Karma Samhita Sri
विसर्गकर्मसङ्गितः
Bhagavan Uvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Aksharam Brahma Paramam
अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमं
Swabhodhyatma Uchyate
स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते
Bhutavakaro
भूतभावोद्भवकरो
Visarga Samhita.
विसर्गकर्मसङ्गितः
Mataji want to recite Saundari Mataji want to give it right. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच अक्षरं ब्रह्म परमं स्वभावोऽध्यात्ममुच्यते भूतभावोद्भवकरो
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, first he started answering about the word Brahman. He asked, right, Brahman, Devatas, how will people can remember you? Like that he asked 4 questions. So first question, Brahman. The indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman. And his eternal nature is called Adhyatma, the self. Action pertaining to the development of material bodies of the living entities is called karma or fruitive activities. He has given answer to 3 questions. Mataji, Telugulo chadavandi Mataji. Yes. So what is karma? The day-to-day activities we are doing when there is life inside. When breath is going inside out, that means there is life, there is consciousness. We are doing some activities. That itself is karma. That's what is Krishna's answer. Next, the indestructible transcendental living entity is called Brahman. Ikkada Brahman is Jiva. Jivudu gurinchi maatladutunnadu Krishna. Right? Indestructible. Why is indestructible? Because the soul is indestructible. Prabhuji, you remember we discussed that the soul cannot be cut by a knife. It cannot become wet by water. It cannot be withered by wind. Ivanni manam chaduvukunnam kada. What is the sloka? Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dhadati pavakaha, nachainam yogyodayantyoman, nasochayati marutaha. Right? Earlier we were remembering this sloka only when some people are leaving. Poyad anagane Bhagavad Gita on chestar. Nayanam chindanti shastrani. Ghantasala, at least Telugu people know this one, no? Anybody passes away, Ghantasala. Or nowadays that van will be there. In that van they play this song. As soon as there is, I saw recently somebody passed away and I was just coordinating with the Vaikunta Mahaprasthanam and the van guy came. While coming, he was playing some nice music. As soon as the dead body appeared, he put this Bhagavad, change the sloka 1 to trip. Adamayanam chindanti shastrani. As soon as body is dropped, again, again some music song. See, for him also it has become routine. Prabhuji and Mataji, this is what is very important. I thought the people who are working in the cremation ground will be yogis because they are seeing everyday people getting burnt. So recently I said I had to be that one. No, I was there for the entire 6 hours until the body is burnt. One of my friend's father, we helped him and all. I saw the guy who was doing that whole thing. He was sitting on the side and watching YouTube when the body is getting burnt. His son is crying. I was sitting with him, but the person who has done that one sitting on the side and watching YouTube channel and Jabardast and laughing and kind of things. It is routine work for him. Like he is also like a software engineer. How he does the code, compile the code, this one. And nowadays we are not even coding. Vibe coding is there. So for him it is a routine. I was just thinking, then who will get this? I thought they will be the people who will get this vairagyam very soon because they're seeing every day. Then I understood Krishna, mama maya duratyaya. నీ మాయ చాలా కష్టమయ్యా. వాడిని కూడా లైన్లో పెట్టేసా, యూట్యూబ్లో పెట్టి లైన్లో పెట్టేశాడు కృష్ణుడు. ఆడు యూట్యూబ్ చూసుకుంటూ కట్టె కాలుతుంటే ఆడికి ఏ ఫీలింగ్ లేదు. రైట్? డాక్టర్స్ ఆల్సో ఇట్ ఈస్ రొటీన్. They are seeing every day, they are cutting every day, it is routine. There are people seeing dying, it happens. But they are also not thinking, I have to come home. And this one actually, I don't know if I spoke to this story. There was this doctor, I told you before, I think, who was not so very theist kind of a thing. He was doing so many surgeries. One day he was to do a surgery of a 5-year-old or 4-year-old girl, little girl. And that girl told him, you are doing my open heart surgery. When you cut open, you will see God. Can you ask him, why am I going through all these problems? Please ask him, because I am not able to see, but when you cut open, you'll see him. Because 4 years innocent, kadandi, she is thinking that physically you can see him. So she was telling, you will see him, right? Please ask him why I am going through these problems. Ask him to relieve me from these problems. And that day, he had tears in his eyes. He washed his face and then he completed the surgery. And after the surgery, he said, yes, Hare Krishna, Jai Bhagwan Prabhu. He said, yes, I spoke to God. He said, you will be very quickly relieved, don't worry. He said, he is with you. From that day, I forgot his name. If I search that one, I'll send you. It's very, very emotional, the whole reading. I was just telling in an unemotional way. So he said, finally, from that day, he had the picture of the God. Every day he prays to him sincerely before he does the surgery. Before surgery, he prays sincerely and then goes. Because that one small lady changed his life. She has so much of belief in God than the 60-year-old man who has done 10,000 surgeries and the world famous surgeon. Right. So soul, we already discussed, so I'm not going into detail. Adibhutam aksharo bhava.
ఆదిభూతమక్షరో
Purushashchadidaivatam.
పురుషశ్చాదిదైవతం
Adiyagnoham evatra.
ఆదియజ్ఞోహేమేవాత్ర
Dehe
దేహే దేహభృతం
Adibhutam ksharo bhava.
ఆదిభూతం క్షరో భావ
Purushashchadidaivatam.
పురుషశ్చాదిదైవతం
Adiyagnoham evatra.
ఆదియజ్ఞోహమేవాత్ర
Dehe
దేహే దేహభృతాం వర.
Adibhutam aksharo bhava. Purushashchadidaivatam.
పురుషశ్చాదిదైవతం ఆదియజ్ఞోహమేవాత్ర
దేహే
దేహే దేహభృతాం వర.
embodied beings. The physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adibhuta. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, like those of the sun and moon, is called the Adidaiva. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as a super soul in the heart of every embodied being, am called as Adi Ajna. So Krishna is answering 3 questions here. He answered some questions before. Now he is answering the first question. The physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adibhuta. What is the nature of nature? It is constantly changing. అంటే ప్రకృతి అంటే మార్పుతో ఉన్నది. It is always undergoing the change. Nature is never the same. It is always constantly undergoing. దాన్ని నేచర్ అంటారు. హరిబోల్ లక్ష్మీ మాతాజీ దండోత్ ప్రణామ్. Next, the universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods, is called Adidaiva. We'll discuss this in the future. The universal form of the Lord. Which chapter? Anybody knows? 11th chapter. Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yogamu. Right? Where we discuss about God's Vishwarupa Darshanam. 6 weeks from now, hopefully, we'll discuss. Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga will discuss about Krishna. And I, the Supreme Lord, represented as a super soul in every living being. Andari manasullo Paramatmaga unna nenu Adi Yajna. So he is saying, I am the main person who is receiving all the sacrifices. Nene Yajna Kartana. Right? That's what Krishna is telling. So material nature is always changing. Were you like this 1 year ago? 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? No. A 90-year-old man also at some point in time, he was a little baby when he came out of his mother's womb. Now he is 90 years and he is unable to walk and all kinds of things. So his body went through so much of change. So Shariram ante marpu, Prakruti ante marpu chendunadi, Atma ante marpu chendanidi. Shariramu marpu chendunadi, Atma marpu chendanidi. That is what we need to understand, Prabhuji's Mataji's. Right? And Krishna is present in everybody's heart as Paramatma, super soul. Paramatma is a super soul. Next. So now Krishna is answering the most important question, which we discuss in every week. We discuss about this 8.5. So in 8.5, Krishna is talking about, if you remember me at the time of death, what will happen? In 8.6, Krishna says, if you do not remember me, whatever you remember, you will become that. In 8.6. Next, in 8.7, he's saying, that's why please remember me. Otherwise, you are lost. He's telling me, please remember me. Then, from 8.8 to 8.10, he's talking about through devotion, how you can connect to Krishna. He's talking about the importance of Bhakti Yoga. So, our favorite sloka. Antyakale cha mameva Smaran Mukta Kalevaram Prayati Samadbhavam
Prayati samadbhavam
Yati Nasti Atra Samseyaha
ati nastatriyai samshayaha
Antyakale cha mameva
antakale cha
Smaran
mameva
Mukta Kalevaram
smaran mukva kaleva
Prayati Samadbhavam
yah prayati
Yati
samadbhavam
Nasti Atra Samseya.
nati yati nastra
Anybody online want to recite this sloka? Raghav Garu, you want to recite?
I'm going to recite, sir.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Antyakale cha mameva
Antyakale cha mameva
Smaran muktva kalebaram
Smaran
maran
mukta
mukva
kalevaram
kalevaram
Yah prayati samadbhavam
Yes
yat
prayati
prayati
samadbhavam
samadbhavam
Yati nastratya samshayaha.
Yati
yati
nasti atra
pratya
samsaya. Let us
samshayaha
understand first the last line. Yati nasti atra samseha. Please do not have any doubt. మీ మనసులో ఏ సంకోచము పెట్టుకోవద్దు. అంత్యకాలేచ in the last minute mam Krishna eva only smaran think of Krishna kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam you will achieve my nature, you will achieve me. ఆఖరి నిమిషంలో ఎవరైతే నన్ను తలుచుకుంటారో వాళ్ళు నన్ను పొందుతారు, నా నేచర్ వారికి వస్తుంది. Krishna is talking about, actually we'll discuss a little more. Krishna is not directly talking about they'll come to Goloka. He's saying they will achieve my nature. He's not telling they will come to my world. We will come, but he said that we will go. He said that in a different sloka. But he first said they will attain my nature instead of saying they will come to my world. Any guess why so? Instead of saying my world, he is saying my nature. Why? Perfect. We need certain purification. మనలంటూ ఇలా తీసుకెళ్లి వైకుంఠంలో పెడితే అక్కడ ఉన్న చెడదొబ్బి వెనక్కి తీసుకొస్తామా? ఏంది రోజంతా కృష్ణుడు కృష్ణుడు సరదాగా సినిమాకి వెళ్తానండి అంటాము. ఈ పని పాట లేకుండా ఐపీఎల్ నడుస్తుంటే రోజంతా ఈ కృష్ణ కృష్ణ ఈ భజనలు ఏంటి అదేంటి అంటాం. మనం అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి 10-15 మందిని వెనక్కి లాక్కొస్తాం. సో దట్స్ వై వీఆర్ నాట్ ఎలిజిబుల్ ఎట్ దిస్ మూమెంట్. సో వీ నీడ్ సమ్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్. So Krishna is saying, first I will purify you. I will purify you from the contaminations. Remove everything from your mind. Remove desires. Put you in the Suddha Sattva Guna. Then I will welcome you to my world. Then you are eligible. Right? Understood, Prabhu? That's why Krishna is telling them. So this is the beautiful sloka which we are quoting again in it. Prabhuji, class 7 ki. So, what is Krishna telling? ఆఖరి నిమిషంలో ఎవరు నన్ను తలుచుకుంటారో వారు ఖచ్చితంగా నా నేచర్ పొందుతారు. This is the most important sloka. Is there any other guarantee you want? Is it better than registering on a stamp paper, signing on a stamp paper, notarizing and registering with the competent authority? It is much more legally valid than all that one. Right now, I am working on my company lease deed for the last 10 days. So that's why I got this example. Myself, lawyers, we are sitting reviewing line by line and we are doing that. So, yati nasti atra samseyaha. No doubt, because Krishna knows about our nature. కృష్ణుడు చెప్పాడు, అయినా గ్యారంటీ ఏంటి? అవ్వచ్చా అవ్వకపోవచ్చా? That's why Krishna is saying yati nasti atra samseya. I told this example, but I will repeat it. Once one man approached Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, whole life you are saying Krishna, Krishna, dancing and all kinds of things. Finally, after you go there, if there is no Krishna, what will happen to you? You'll go there and you'll suddenly realize Krishna led akada. Then Prabhupada said, it's okay. I had so many festivals. We had so many chappan bhogs. We danced. We enjoyed. We hugged. We served. Bhakti is not monotonous. Bhakti is not boring. I know here in our satsang we are not doing so many activities. We have to keep doing more activities. We are not even doing a dancing kirtan. We have to keep doing that one. So, Bhakti is very active. There are festivals, celebrations, Janmashtami, Radhashtami, Krishnashtami, Jagannath Radhayatra, throughout the year, Jolani Yatra. Oh, so many festivals are there. We enjoyed them. We had a lot of feast. Every Sunday we are meeting, enjoying so many breakfast items. Otherwise, at home, sometimes we might get yesterday's evening leftover item. But today, freshly made everything offered to Krishna, we are all getting. So, this is all positive life. So, I am okay. If Krishna is not there, at least my life is not wasted. What about you if Krishna is there? Because this man is already wasted his life. All he was doing is every work, dancing in the pub, drinking, womanizing, all kinds of nonsense going on. What if Krishna is there? You are in trouble. I am saved. Even Krishna is not there. That's what Prabhupada says. So, yati nasti atra samseyaha. So, can you remember Krishna in the last minute automatically? We need practice throughout our life. That's why when we are hale and healthy, I see young Mataji at that age when people are all happily running around in 20s. Mataji is choosing to come to Bhagavad Gita class. She comes to our Sunday evening class every week at that little young age. So when you start life at a young age, when you start thinking about Krishna, you make that habit, then there is every guarantee that in the last second, you will remember about Krishna. You may still remember about Krishna in the last minute. That will come by accident. Suddenly you are about to die and there is a big loud Bhagavad Gita tune. Somebody was playing. Those are all accidents. But do you want to believe in accident or do you want to believe in proper practice? Right? So, we discussed about Ajamil's story. You remember that? Ajamil's story, it was like an accident. Last minute he called his son Narayana. And there was a big fight between Yamadutas and Vishnudutas. I think one day we should read that conversation of Bhagavatam, the fight between Yamadutas and Vishnudutas in Bhagavatam. It's very interesting, right? So we need practice. That's why Acharya is telling us that every day we need to do Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in the last minute, if something goes wrong, we'll be able to think about Krishna. లేకపోతే దెబ్బ తగిలితే మనం అంటే అబ్బా అదే అలవాటైతే కృష్ణ. యు అండర్స్టాండ్? యు సడన్లీ ఫెల్ డౌన్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎ బైక్, ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ సేయింగ్ అబ్బా ఆర్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ గివింగ్ గాలి ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ స్టైల్ టు ద అదర్ పర్సన్ హూ కిట్ యు, యు విల్ ఫస్ట్ సే కృష్ణ. రైట్? It's coming. By practice it will come after a few months. In my office also some people look at me crazy. Suddenly something goes, Krishna, I say like this. Instead of using like, oh shit, or something. That is what I was using before. So many times. Now I am not using oh shit and all kinds of nonsense. Now I say Krishna, Hare Krishna. Array, you didn't attend the meeting 3 o'clock. Oh, Krishna, I missed that meeting. I'm attending now. So it is slowly coming out. So by practice, it will come out. Then automatically in the last minute or when you are in difficulty, we will think about Krishna. Otherwise, we will not think about Krishna. Prabhuji and Mataji, don't think that last minute may automatically I'll think rest of the life if I will enjoy. It is not possible, Prabhuji and Mataji. Right. So we discussed anyway this one. So at present, the Jiva is identifying with the body and mind, undergoes birth and death, suffers dualities. But one who remembers Krishna at the time of death attains freedom from material conditioning, eternal consciousness, Sachidananda condition. Now, next sloka. Prabhuji, what if I could not remember Krishna in the last minute? I don't, because you did not even practice. Yam yam va vismaran bhavam.
Yam yam vapi smaran
Tyajati
bhavan
anti kalevaram.
yajatyante kalevaram
Evaiti kaunteya.
tantamevaiti kaunteya
Sada tadbhava bhavita.
tada tadbhava
Yam yam
bhavitah.
va vismaran bhavam.
Yam yam vapi smaran
Tyajati
bhavan
anti kalevaram.
yajatyante
Tamam
kalevaram
evaiti kaunteya.
tantamevaiti kaunteya
Sada tadbhava bhavita.
tada tadbhava bhavitah.
Anybody online want to recite?
Shall I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Shankar Prabhu, please.
Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan
Yam yam va vismaran bhavam.
yajatyante kalevaram tantamevaiti kaunteya tada tadbhava bhavitah.
Sada tadbhava. See, tyajatyante or tyajati ante. It's okay. You can break it. సందులు బ్రేక్ చేసి మనం చదవచ్చు, కలిపి చదవచ్చు. మీకు నోరు తిరిగితే అలా చదవచ్చు, లేదంటే బ్రేక్ చేసి చదువుకోండి. కృష్ణ ఇస్ నాట్ సిట్టింగ్ విత్ ఎ స్టిక్ దేర్. యూ మేడ్ ఎ మిస్టేక్, ఐ విల్ ఫ్రై యూ ఇన్ ఆయిల్. There was one Mataji who told me, instead of reciting mistakes, I stopped reciting. అరే నీకెవరు చెప్పారమ్మా ఇది? నాకెవరో చెప్పారండి, తప్పులు చదివితే పాపం అంట, అందుకని చదవటం మానేశానండి. ఇలాంటి చాలా మంది స్పెషల్ పీపుల్ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళు చేయరు, ఇంకొకటి చేయలేము. రైట్. వాట్ ఎవర్ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ బీయింగ్ వన్ రిమెంబర్స్ వెన్ హీ క్విట్స్ ద బాడీ, దాట్ స్టేట్ హీ విల్ అటైన్ వితౌట్ ఫెయిల్. తెలుగులో ఏమనుందమ్మా? Whatever you are thinking in the last minute, you will get that for sure. So if you don't think about Krishna, there is every chance that we'll think about some nonsense. Understood? There is every chance that we'll think about some nonsense. If we think about that nonsense, we will become nonsense. That is the design of Krishna. We cannot change the design. He has made it very crystal clear. He given that power to the nature, give the body that he is thinking in the last minute. Right? When I was living in Europe, I used to run a website called Indians in Vienna. I was just doing this one. A lot of students who are coming to study in Austria used to post questions. I used to answer and all kinds of things. So there was one old lady, not old lady, she's 65 or something. She's a professor in Delhi College. Her husband is also very retired government official. So they have come to Austria to see the Sound of Music show. How many of you know the Sound of Music? You know. So we lived in Austria for 7 years. So they have come to see that sound. They were going to the US. On the way, they stopped in Austria because she wanted to see the Sound of Music. And so they had some health issue or something. Her daughter was in US. She searched that website, Indians in Vienna, and I got an email. My mother and father, my father is little old, they need some help. Can you get? So I jumped in and I was trying to help that family. So I was asking that lady, she had some minor heart issue in the midnight, something happened. So I met them. They said, doctor suggested us to be admitted and kind of thing. Then I was asking, why did you come to Austria? And that lady said, I want to watch Sound of Music. That is my last desire before I die. And at that time, I didn't know much about Krishna consciousness. I was like, wow, interesting, amazing. I used all the adjectives, right? And then next day, that Mataji has to be, she fell in seriously ill and she was admitted and doctors did the surgery and that old man called me. He doesn't know anyone. His children are not US citizens. They are on H1. So overnight, they could not get an Austria Schengen visa to come there. And they don't know anybody. Because they are a tourist for 5 days. So I was helping them. I was in the hospital sitting with that old man and talking. And suddenly that doctor came and said she passed away. I don't know, Krishna gives me so many these special circumstances. He put me this through special circumstances. I was sitting outside. They did not even think that she will pass away. Because she was generally healthy, hale and healthy. They stopped there for 4 days holidays. They attended in Vienna, whoever comes, they basically attend the opera music, very famous. Beethoven and those kind of musics are very famous. So they watched that one. And next day they wanted to go to this Salzburg to see the Isle of Sound of Music show. And next day is their flight to the US. Suddenly this all happened. She passed away. What would have happened to her? If I connect her to 8.6, for sure she is born in Austria in her next life. In Salzburg only. Because what was her last desire? In her, probably now she has taken birth again as a tourist guide to show Sound of Music show to everybody who is coming to Austria. So I'm remembering that story now. Yes, Prabhu. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So that Mataji, an English Delhi's college professor, on the way to visit, suddenly this all happened. Their daughter and son, after 4 days, they got the visa. They came in, the body was lying there. They could not take the remains back. So they came and they did the cremation in Austria itself. And then they were like literally crying. They're waiting to receive their mother and father for a 6 months holiday. And they did not anticipate that this would happen. So, and of course, at that time, I also do not have this consciousness to tell them. Otherwise, I would have done some Hare Krishna Mahamantra sitting there for 10 minutes. I also do not have such consciousness at that time. So what happens, Prabhuji's in the Mataji's in the last minute, what they were thinking? They were thinking about holiday, partying, go to the US, live there. That has been the consciousness. So Krishna will give that body to be live in, maybe she would have been born in US or born in Germany, sorry, Austria, and to do that Sound of Music show every day. Right? So this is what is very, very dangerous, Prabhuji's and Mataji's. Do you know when is our last minute? We don't know. How can we say last minute, I will change my mind, now I am okay. I told you this joke, right? This businessman had 4 sons. You remember the joke I said? Businessman has 4 sons. In the last minute, all 4 sons were standing next to him. He looked at them. Arey, dukaan kaun dekh rahe yaar? Charo idhar baithe hai. He was thinking about business. So what will happen? He will be born in that shop as a rat in the next life. You know the story of Kailash we discussed? Few weeks back we discussed about Kailash, right? Finally, they beat that snake. And then he says, Krishna, I made a mistake. Narada, I am ready to listen Bhagavatam now. Ippudu cheppandu naaku Bhagavatam. Meer enni saalu vachina nenu vinaledu. So Prabhuji's and Mataji's, last minute if we think some nonsense, we will become that nonsense. And last minute we think about Krishna, we go to Krishna Loka. And to think about in the last minute Krishna, we need to practice from today. బోడి ఐఐటి తెచ్చుకోవడానికి 5 ఏళ్ళు చదవాలంటే కృష్ణలోకంకి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఇంకెంత తపస్సు చేయాలి, ఎంత ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, ఎంత సాధన చేయాలి, రైట్? ఈవెన్ ప్లీజ్ డోంట్ గెట్ మీ రాంగ్, ఈవెన్ ఓల్డ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో నాట్ బికమింగ్ సీరియస్. ఓల్డ్ పీపుల్ విల్ సే throughout my life I worked hard, I worked for family, I worked for the job. You touch any old man, they'll proudly talking, అక్కడ పని చేశానండి, ఇక్కడ పని చేశాను, ఎందుకయ్యా నీకు ఇంకెక్కడ పని చేసి, ఎందుకు ఇప్పుడు ఏం పీకావు, అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు కూర్చొని కృష్ణారామ అనుకోమంటే కనపడంగానే కూర్చోబెట్టి 72లో నుండి నా ఫస్ట్ పోస్టింగ్ లోని 30 గంట కూర్చోబెట్టి చుట్టాలందరికీ చెప్తారు. నీకు ఎందుకు ఇప్పుడు 72లో నువ్వు ఏం పీకావు ఇప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఏం లాభం? Because what is happening? So many old people sit in the park in the evening, due respects. But are they discussing about Krishna even for 5 minutes? No. Discuss about Modi, Tamil Nadu politics, West Bengal politics, all these kinds of things. Whole day we are all wasting time. Every age we are all wasting time in different avocations. But at least I thought old people will have more seriousness toward Krishna. Daridram ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళకు కూడా లేదు. ఇంకెప్పుడు when will become serious about Bhagavan? Because we are not even considering that is a priority life. ఆడవాళ్ళకు ఒక రకమైన సమస్య, మగవాళ్ళకు ఒక రకమైన సమస్య. ఆడవాళ్ళకేమో ఎప్పుడు సీరియల్స్, ఎవరింట్లో ఏం జరుగుతుంది, అవన్నీ డిస్కషన్స్. కూర్చొని పార్కుల్లో కూర్చొని ఇవన్నీ డిస్కషన్స్, చాడీలు చెప్పుకోవటం. ఎస్, నౌ మనకి భాషా భేదం అయిపోయింది. ఇప్పుడు నా కొరియన్ సీరియల్స్ కూడా చూస్తున్నారు అందరూ. దేశం ఇదివరకు తెలుగు హిందీ చచ్చిపోయింది, ఇప్పుడు కొరియన్ సీరియల్స్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ వాచింగ్. బట్ అట్లీస్ట్ ఇన్ దట్ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్, యువర్ 60, యువర్ 70, యువర్ 70+. Krishna can take your body anyway. What are we doing, Prabhujis and Matajis? Are we getting serious at least now? Are we at least reading Bhagavad Gita? We'll have so many complaints. Prabhuji, Bhagavatam చదివారా? ఇవాళ మా మనవుడు వచ్చాడండి, ఇవాళ మా చుట్టాలు వచ్చారండి. ఏదోటి తప్పించుకుంటున్నాను తప్ప ప్రయారిటీ ఇవ్వట్లా. మీ చుట్టాలు వచ్చారు, తిండి మానేశారా? చుట్టాలు వచ్చారు, అది మానేశారు, ఇది మానేశారు? లేదు. ఫస్ట్ మానేసేది ఏంటి? చుట్టాలు వస్తే సండే మార్నింగ్ క్లాస్ ఫస్ట్ మానేస్తాం. చుట్టాలు వచ్చారు, ఆ రోజు భోజనం మానే. ఏది మానే? ద ఈజియెస్ట్ థింగ్ టు స్కిప్ ఇస్ సత్సంగానే సండే మార్నింగ్. దట్ ఈస్ ద మోస్ట్ ఈజియెస్ట్ థింగ్, బికాస్ వీఆర్ నాట్ పేయింగ్ ఎనీథింగ్ టు కమ్ హియర్. అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ కమ్, దెర్ ఇస్ నో ప్రాబ్లం. వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ కమ్? Prabhuji, what is there? Recording is there, no? I have 75 recordings to listen. Every time I want to listen something, I'll keep it. I have created a WhatsApp group for myself to listen. There are so many of them are lying there. I have not even opened them. Days are running. We don't have time. Prabhujis, Matajis, I am trying to highlight here. Please understand. Please don't get me wrong. Take satsang seriously. This is what my Siksha Guru tells us every week. This satsang is not an ordinary thing. Don't take it light. Don't think that వీలుంటే వస్తాం, లేత లేదు, ఎప్పుడు లెగిస్తే అప్పుడు వస్తాం, ఎలా కుదిరితే అలా వస్తాం. నీ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి నేను 7:30కి వస్తే? నీ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి 8:30కి వస్తే? దిస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ ఎనీ ఇండివిజువల్, ఇట్స్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us. We have to take this seriously, Prabhujis. If every week 2 hours, if we are not able to devote seriously to Krishna, what is the seriousness of our life? We find so many excuses to skip classes. We find so many excuses to leave our sadhana. But we are not leaving our desires and hobbies and habits. ఎంత రాత్రైనా 2 అయినా 3 అయినా అలారం పెట్టుకు లేచి మరి ఐపీఎల్ చూస్తాం కానీ ఆ మ్యాచ్ యుఎస్ టైంలో జరుగుతున్నా సరే లేచి కూర్చొని చూస్తారు కదండి. సో మెనీ పీపుల్ ఏ టైం అయినా లేచి కూర్చొని చూస్తారు.
Some people are accidental death or something.
It's fixed. It's fixed for us.
The
time is more or less fixed.
From this sloka we can understand. I was previous life we cannot remember, but from this sloka we can understand that.
At least you can change your future life. Your past life you are not able to change, but in your future life are you able to change? Yes. Section 8.5 and section 8.6. You can change your future life based on 8.6. If 8.6 Krishna is telling that if you think about Krishna, your destination is this way. If you think about non-Krishna, your destination is this way. Now, if you are thinking, recently I saw this case, court case, my mind went mad. One girl sued their parents. Why did you give birth to me without my permission? You saw that case, Prabhu? Giridhar Prabhu? Search it. వెరీ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ కేస్. పిచ్చెక్కింది నాకు, ఇలా కూడా ఆలోచిస్తారా అని. why did you give birth to me without taking my permission? One girl has sued her parents. Huh? They've accepted it. If you
one more question. So
Huh?
in this life, suppose one is in bhakti, whatever it is, can it be changed?
Yes, Prabhu. Everything can be changed, Prabhu. If everything cannot be changed, we are wasting our time every Sunday coming here for 2 hours.
This life.
Yes, Prabhu. See, for example, based on our temperament, based on our desires, based on our nature, there is a prediction that we might take another 50 lives to go to Krishna. But that can be changed. If that cannot be changed, then we are robots. Krishna thinks that knowing this guy's nature, but you can prove Krishna wrong. Yes, by nature it will take time, but you attended some Bhagavad Gita class, you understood the seriousness of life. From today, I want to change my life. You have taken a strong decision. And you can change the life. And Krishna will be very happy. He will not think you are changing my plan. He will be very happy if you break his plan. You understood? Krishna is a person who will be very happy if you break his plan. Because as per his prediction, you might take so many lives. But you have taken this life very seriously, Krishna. This is my last life. That's it. I am coming to you. Nothing doing. You are almost putting Krishna under pressure. But now Krishna has to find out what should I do with all your planning. I have taught that one, no, you have 1,000 kilos of karma. I have already distributed everything. This life you will be born like this. As a donkey, you will go through 7 kilos of karma. This life you will become like a frog. You will go through 11.5 kilos of karma. Krishna made a plan for you to consume the 1,000 kilos. But now you are putting Krishna under pressure and you are telling Krishna, remove the 1,000 kilos in this life. I am ready to pack my bags. I am coming to Golok Vrindavana. Krishna has to make a change to all the plans. He has to reset everything and he has to take you to Golok. That's it, bro. Very clear. Prabhuji and Mataji, are you understanding? It's very important. That's why I'm spending so much time on this sloka. Any questions? Any disagreements?
There's also a sloka where Krishna says, he will remember. Yeah. If you have done, if you have remembered your life and if you cannot remember at the time of leaving body, he said he will remember us.
I am not able to remember that sloka. Varaha Purana. Yadi vatadi doshena madbhakto mam nasmaret aham smarami madbhaktam nayami paramam gatim. So in Varaha Purana, Krishna is telling that if you have done throughout your life thinking about Krishna, but due to old age, you are admitted in the hospital and you went into coma. You don't even know. And after 3 days or 4 days, you passed away. You did not think about Krishna, right? So Krishna has to say, oh, you did not think about me at the time you have died. So, what Krishna is telling, Yadi vatadi doshena madbhakto mam na smaret. Aham smarami madbhaktam nayami paramam gatim. If because of bodily problems, if my bhakta forgets to remember me, I will remember him and take care of him. Understood? So sometimes you have to connect multiple scriptures to connect to each other. So there are some so-called PhD scholars. who will not connect multiple slokas and say, this person passed away like this suddenly out of accident. He did not even get a chance of thinking about Krishna. So as per Krishna, he will not go to Krishna. So the connection is in Varaha Purana. You understand? If you have accumulated only little, you will continue in the next life. We discussed that what Krishna explained in 6th chapter, right? What life he's going to give? He's going to give them to be born in a rich man's family, aristocratic family, or devotee family. If you have done 20%, Krishna will give you a conducive environment in the next life that you are born in a rich family or a devotee family. Right? Prabhuji, class is at 7 a.m. Right. Mataji, 7 a.m. So, if you are not able to think about him, so continuing that example, you achieved in the path of bhakti 20%. Next life, Bhagavantudu, Dhanavantulilo Gani, Bhaktulilo Gani Puttichi, he is allowing you to continue from that 21%. But you have already reached 99-100%. But you suddenly died without thinking of him. Then Varaha Purana comes into the picture. Krishna will come and take you into the Goloka because you have achieved everything, but you just forgot in the last minute. We'll discuss more of this in future slokas also, where Krishna talks about if you die in the night time, if you die in there's so many slokas. We'll discuss all that too. Right. One's thoughts, I know we discussed so much, but I'm reading. One's thoughts during the course of one's life accumulate to influence one's thoughts at the moment of death. So this life creates another next life. మన జీవితాంతం ఏది ఆలోచిస్తున్నామో ఆఖరి నిమిషంలో మనకి అదే గుర్తు రావడానికి ఎక్కువ ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అప్పుడు అదే గుర్తు వస్తే అలాంటి అనుభవిస్తానికి అలాంటి జన్మ మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. So throughout the life, whatever you are thinking, that will influence your next life. So that means if you are in this life, what does it mean? In the last life, you thought about like this when you are living. That's why you are given this life. So answer to that lady who filed the case against her father and mother, 250 rupees Bhagavad Gita, we have to put in her hand and quote 8.5, 8.6. So, she was responsible for the birth, not her parents. She chose to take birth because she did not choose Krishna in her last life. Prabhuji said, Mataji, manandaru ఇంకా ఇక్కడే పడున్నాం అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే మనం లాస్ట్ జన్మలో అంతకుముందు అనేక జన్మల నుంచి కృష్ణ నువ్వు నాకు వద్దయ్యా అంటున్నాం. ఏమంటున్నాం మనం? నాకు ఈ భౌతిక సుఖాలే కావాలి. ఐ వాంట్ టు ఎంజాయ్ లైఫ్. I want to enjoy. So, sav అంటాడు కృష్ణ. ఎంజాయ్. సావ్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే పో ఎంజాయ్. నీకు కావాల్సింది అదే కదా సావ్. కృష్ణ సావ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు అవర్ ఎంజాయ్మెంట్. సో వీఆర్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్ అవర్ ఎంజాయ్మెంట్ లైఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ లైఫ్. తీరని కోరికలు తీసుకొని వి డిస్కస్ రైట్. సూక్ష్మ శరీర. వాట్ ఈస్ సూక్ష్మ శరీర? సటిల్ బాడీ, మనసు, బుద్ధి, ahankara. It is taking Atma is having that bag. In the bag there are two parts. First part has got Manasu, Buddhi, Ahankara. Second part has got your karmas and your karma. So it is having in the two-layered bag, shoulder bag, and it is going into the next life. That's what the soul is doing, carrying from one body to another body. Without emptying, we are refilling, again going to the another body. Hare Krishna. Ardhavainda Prabhuji's, Mataji's? Have you all understood this one? It is a great message, important message for everybody, for all of us. If in one's present life, one lives in the mode of goodness and always thinks of Krishna, it is possible for one to remember Krishna at the end of one's life. That will help one to be transferred to the transcendental nature of Krishna. If one is absorbed in Krishna's service, then his next body will be transcendental, not material. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is the best process for successfully changing one state of being at the end of one's life. భగవంతుడి నామ సంకీర్తనం చేయటం వలన నీ ఆలోచన సరళి మారుతుంది. నీ ఆలోచన సరళి మారితే ఆఖరి నిమిషంలో కూడా అటువంటి ఆలోచనలు వస్తాయి. దాన్ని బట్టి మళ్ళీ వచ్చే జన్మ లేకుండా ఉంటుంది. ఒకవేళ మళ్ళీ జన్మ రావాల్సి వస్తే ఉత్తమమైన జన్మ వస్తుంది. యు అండర్స్టూడ్ ప్రభు? 8.5, 8.6 అనదర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ శ్లోక. తస్మాత్ సర్వేషు కాలేషు మాం అనుస్మర యుద్ధ చ మయ్యర్పితమనో బుద్ధిర్ మామే వైష్యసి అసంశయ. తస్మాత్ సర్వేషు కాలేషు మాం అనుస్మర యుద్ధ చ
మామనుస్మర యుధ్య చ
బుద్ధిర్
మయ్యర్పితం మనో బుద్ధిర్
సంశయ.
మామే వైశ్యస్య సంశయా.
ధర్మాత్ సర్వేషు కాలేషు Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. కృష్ణుడు ఏం చెప్తున్నాడండి? నీ బాధ్యతను నిర్వర్తిస్తూనే నన్ను ఎప్పుడూ తలుచుకుంటూ ఉండు. Did he say that stop your duty? Right? Did he say to stop your duty? Do your duty. At the same time, remember, we cannot say, Prabhuji, I am very busy doing my duty, I cannot remember you. Right? Or we cannot say, Prabhuji, I am remembering you, that's why I am not able to code properly. I am not able to do my duty properly. Krishna is telling, ఒక చేత్తో నీ బాధ్యతను నిర్వర్తిస్తూ ఇంకో చేత్తో నన్ను గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటూ నీ మనస్సు బుద్ధి నాకు అర్పిస్తే you will achieve me without doubt. It's a beautiful sloka. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, all the time. We cannot say I will remember you only for 10 minutes. We discussed right last sloka, when we drink water we can remember Krishna. When we see sun we can remember Krishna. When we see moon we can remember Krishna. When we see anything beautiful we remember that it's a creation of Krishna. Right? So when we try to connect everything towards Krishna, slowly we develop the habit of thinking about Krishna all the time. Tasmat sarveshu kalesh. Ante, so did Krishna say resign your job immediately and chant 24/7? No. This is the wrong understanding of many people of Bhagavad Gita. One person asked me, why are you still working? You know Bhagavad Gita, why are you still working? I said, I still don't know Bhagavad Gita, that's why I'm working. I don't want to argue with that murkha. I said, I'm learning Bhagavad Gita, so that's why I'm still working. Right? So, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Because it is Arjuna, it is yuddhacha. In your case, you put in the place of yuddha, kodacha. Or anything you can put it. Whatever duty you are doing, you can put there. That this is my duty I am doing. And I have to still think about, yes, Prabhu.
Example of Bharat Maharaj is given. As he was thinking about it, he got the deal got it.
Yes.
But he could remember that he was
Because he is a pious man, he was able to remember his past life.
the real person. When people say that we forgot. You forgot. If you could remember that in this previous life I did do the mistake, that's why I got, and it would be good.
See, Prabhuji, that is like an escaping, Prabhuji. It is, see, past you cannot correct it. Why are we not thinking about correcting the present rather than quoting the past? People say that, no, last life I would have become properly, now I would have had a better life. Are, behave properly now, at least next life is in your hand. Next life will be better. Cheppumma. See, Krishna can change anything. If Krishna can change everything every day, then what is the role of human? What is the role of human endeavor to go to him? Because Krishna is saying, I wanted you to come to me by your free will. Then if Krishna does like this, automatically in the entire world, everybody will be sitting and chanting and dancing and doing kirtan. That is the end of the material world. You understand? So Krishna is giving us a complete choice, free will. Krishna is saying, it is your free will. Through your free will, you come to me. Otherwise, it's up to you. What you want, you enjoy. What you want, you go through. Understood, Mataji? Huh? Mataji, exams are only for sincere students, not for bekar guys who are sitting outside, who is escaping the college. I understand, Mataji. It is not easy. It is not easy. Sometimes it shakes, sometimes it troubles. But పట్టుకొని ఉండాలి. Because end result is glorious.
ఆ, అక్కడ ఫుడ్ కావట్లేదు, అది హాస్టల్స్ అనమాట.
So Prabhuji's, coming back to your question and Mataji's question, don't think about the past, Prabhu. It is not in your hand. You can't do anything about it. For example, this life, somebody is going through so much of bodily sufferings. Maybe because of past life karma. Huh?
Past life, I found this. As Bharat Maharaj know that past life, he remembered at the time.
Prabhuji, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. How many people stopped smoking after knowing that one?
But some people will stop. They will
Very rare. That some people will anyway stop by reading Bhagavad Gita and correct their nature. You understand? That some people you are talking, let's say 5% people will stop smoking after reading that cigarette smoking is injurious to health. 95% don't even bother. They buy the box, they throw that box and continue smoking. Let's say you are in that 5%. That's why you are coming to the Bhagavad Gita class. That's why you want to correct your behavior. That's why you wanted to be in the good path and you are trying to define a glorious future. Forget about going to Goloka Vrindavan in this life, Prabhu. At least you are having a guaranteed human life, next life, a better life. You are not going to undergo these kind of sufferings. Understood? Prabhuji, one more thing. From sufferings, Krishna expects us to correct ourselves. But many of us do not understand that lesson. There are so many people who are suffering, but they will not think, why am I suffering? Why am I going through this situation? What was the root cause? And connect to Shastras. Oh, I did so much of mistakes in my past life. That's why I'm suffering. Okay, to correct my mistakes now, I have to surrender to Krishna. Krishna said, 18.66, that he will remove all my problems if I connect to him. So I should start chanting. I should read Bhagavatam. I should take good association. I should stop doing mistakes. And they will start making sincere attempt to this one. That is category A people. Category B people are, they won't even think about why am I suffering? They will keep crying. I'm suffering, I'm suffering, I'm suffering, I'm suffering. And categories people, C people are more special. They will suffer and blame God. Category A, B, C. Category A, the good category people are the people who are reflecting, introspecting, trying to correct. Category B people continue to cry for their sufferings. Category C, cry and blame. Where you want to be? Your choice. Understood, Prabhu? Krishna wants us to be in the category A. Prabhuji, I'm just telling you, last week I gave you homework. How many of you remember the homework? Talk to at least five people, ask them the purpose of their life. How many of you have done? Now I'm giving you another homework. Talk to some people who are suffering with a kind heart and discuss with them what are they say. How many of them will say, this is my Swayam Purta Aparadam, I did a mistake, that's why I'm suffering. So now it is life for me to change. How many will say that one? మీ భగవంతుడు అండి రాయండి, ఆయనకి మనసు లేదండి. నేను ఇక్కడ క్యాన్సర్తో బాధపడుతుంటే ఆయన అమ్మయ్య గోదావరి జిల్లాలో అంట రచ్చికచ్చిగా అట్ట బాగా ఆనందపడుతున్నాడండి మీ కృష్ణుడు అంట. దట్స్ వాట్ సమ్ పీపుల్ థింక్. బట్ వాట్ ఇస్ ఎ భక్త థింక్? నేనేదో పాపం చేశాను, నా పాపానికి నేను ఇప్పుడు ఇటువంటి కష్టం అనుభవిస్తున్నాను. నేను ఇక నుంచి ఇటువంటి కష్టం రాకుండా ఉండాలంటే ఇక నుంచి అన్నా నా జీవిత మార్గాన్ని నేను మార్చుకోవాలి, ఇక నుంచి అన్నా నేను భక్తి మార్గంలో ఉండాలి, సాధు సంఘంలో ఉండాలి, అప్పుడు నా ఫ్యూచర్ బాగుంటుంది. అండర్స్టూడ్ ప్రభు? మాతాజీ అర్థమైందా? యా.
Gita should be done in God's time. It is done in God's time. Krishna is saying this to Arjuna in God's time. It is not now. This is human's world now. It's not applicable in human's world now that we are living in. Here we have to be selfish and everything. So you should be like, okay, if something is happening to me, it's not good with me. Somebody has done something to me, I should not be like, oh, I have to leave it. No, Krishna probably said that for Arjuna, we should not do it.
Please,
Human's world.
please bring her here. I can only request you that one. Because this world is full of those special people, Mataji. That person could be even mother, father also. I'm telling you, Prabhuji's, Matajis, please don't get me wrong. That kind of thought process could be even with our own mother, father, our own aunt, our own grandfather, grandmother. They are not our well-wishers from the spiritual point of view. See, what is that Mataji was telling to this Mataji? That is God's time. Now it is not God's time. That means she is outrightly rejecting the existence of God in 2026. She is thinking that Bhagavad Gita is not applicable today. So now is the time for tit for tat. That's what she is telling. So world is selfish, so you also become selfish. But to some extent, I agree with her. We have to be more smarter. We have to be more smarter. But that doesn't mean that we have to completely reject God and behave like a tit for a tat. So Krishna said, tolerate sufferings. That doesn't mean, see, in earlier time, maybe, for example, in Kruta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna said tolerate sufferings, understood. But now, there are some people who are born to give sufferings to us. Do you want to entertain that? That is exploiting. Don't give a chance for other person to exploit in the name of your understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Let me tell that again. మీరు ఎవరో మిమ్మల్ని కష్టపెడుతున్నారు అనుకోండి, భగవద్గీత ప్రకారం కష్టం కృష్ణుడు టాలరేట్ చేయమన్నాడని వాళ్ళని భరించాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. వాళ్ళు మిమ్మల్ని కావాలని బాధ పెడతానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నారు. అక్కడి నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోయే ప్రయత్నం చేయొచ్చు, వాళ్ళ నుంచి దూరంగా ఉండే ప్రయత్నం మీరు చేయొచ్చు. కృష్ణుడు చెప్పాడు కాదని అక్కడే కూర్చొని ఇంకా బాధలు అనుభవించాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. You have to be smart. Don't give a chance for other person to exploit. But when you are undergoing suffering, please understand that it is a result of your karma. Gurtundandi? Are you able to understand Prabhuji's and Mataji's? Don't give chance for others to exploit you. But despite all your efforts, if you are still going through sufferings, please accept that it is a karma. మీ జేబులోంచి ఒకటి దొంగతనం చేశాడు అనుకోండి, ఇదిగో ఈ జేబులో కూడా పర్సు తీసుకో, నా కర్మ ప్రకారం ఈ జేబులో పోవాలని, ఈ జేబులో 500 ఉంది, ఇది కూడా తీసుకో, మొత్తం కర్మ వదిలిపోద్ది అంటే అది నీ అవివేకం. అర్థమైందా? పర్సు పోయింది, అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ యు ఆర్ కేర్ఫుల్, బట్ స్టిల్ యూ లాస్ట్ యువర్ పర్స్. యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ stolen somebody's money. Now Krishna has settled the score. That's fine. రెండు కొట్టండి, ఒకటి కాదు. This is the misunderstanding of Bhagavad Gita. Some people misunderstand Bhagavad Gita saying that పర్స్ కొట్టేశాడా, అది నీ స్వధర్మం, నువ్వు పాటిస్తున్నావు, నా స్వధర్మం నేను. డోంట్ పట్టుకుని రెండు పీకండి. Tell him that this is not the duty to be done. That is the difference. But despite all, whatever you are doing, still you lost it. Please accept. That's why the problem in today's world is people have incorrect understanding of Bhagavad Gita. And they try to apply the honors. మనలాంటి చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళని ఎత్తిని కూడా అది రుద్దుతారు. అదిగో మీ చుట్టాలు ఆవిడ మీ నెత్తి మీద రుద్దినట్టు. సో ఆవిడకు నమస్కారం పెట్టి దూరంగా ఉండండి. అవకాశం ఉంటే ఆవిడ ఇక్కడ తీసుకురండి. సో అదర్ డే we were doing book distribution. We are opening a new Bhakti center because this Bhakti center, our lease finished. So we were trying to search in this area. Unfortunately, we could not get this one. So we got a new place in TNGO colony near my home, Krishi Vihanga. In that lane, we got the new Bhakti center. We started last week. And from 15th June onwards, we are also starting new batches of Bhagavad Gita. And this one in English, Telugu, Hindi. I'm starting a new batch of Bhagavad Gita on Telugu on Saturday evening. So I'm going to get more busy. Saturday afternoon, Telugu batch. Saturday evening, Telugu batch. Sunday morning, English Telugu batch. I am going to become more busy. But I'm happy because this is my service. At least these 2 hours, I am not doing nonsense. 3 into 2, 6 hours. And another 3 hours of preparation. At least 9 hours, I am doing something good. I don't know what I'm doing rest of the week. At least 9 hours I'm trying to work for Krishna. So we were doing book distribution. Other day, Mataji was also there. We were going around and doing book distribution. We were trying to give pamphlets to some people saying that classes are there, please come. There were some people, they don't want to come. This is good thing in India. Bhagavad Gita class akkade parestar. Let integral parestar. Rar. But at least they will receive it with a smile. But there are some special people. As if I am giving them real estate, Shamshabadlo 200 గజాల సైట్ ఉందండి, 999 రూపాయలకి, అది కూడా ఇన్స్టాల్మెంట్, అది కూడా రేపు కొంటే బంగారం కాయిన్ ఫ్రీ, అలాంటి పేపర్స్ రోడ్డు మీద ఉంటుంటాయి కదా. అంటే మై ఈగో వాస్ హర్ట్, బట్ దెన్ ఐ థాట్ ఫైన్, దిస్ ఇస్ అవర్ ప్యూరిఫికేషన్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు గో కైండ్ ఆఫ్. Sirisha, Prabhuji wanted to have the whole mangoes put around Krishna like a mango festival. One more Mataji, please join. We'll set up everything. So what are we discussing? So the people are like, ఏదో తప్పు చేసినట్టు విసుక్కుంటున్నాం. So all kinds of people, you could have simply said, sorry, I'm not interested. And they're all, I'm sure husband is working in Microsoft, wife is working in Salesforce.com. They're all very educated people. But look at their behavior when we are talking about Bhagavad Gita. They are like, and there are some people, like some of my friends also comment on me, because of you people, so many religious differences are coming. You should be more open, you should be more secular, you should be everything. Some people give class to me also. I give class to you, but some of my friends give class to me. Oh, so that's fine, I listen, I accept it and move on. Right? Some with Constitution of India, ante akkada teda vachindi. ఎందుకంటే ఇంకోటి ఒకటి కాన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, ఒకటి ఇంకోటి ఏం చెప్పారంటే, పెద్దలు ఏం చెప్పారంటే, రాజు కన్నా మొండివాడు బలవంతుడు, మూర్ఖులతోటి వాదన వ్యర్థము. There is no point in discussing with murkhas, because see, when you can do a debate, when the other person also wants to understand your point of view, it is worth the debate. If the other person is thinking you are wrong and I am right, then there is no point in arguing also. Waste. ఎందుకంటే వాడి మైండ్లో ఏముంది, నేను కరెక్ట్, నువ్వు తప్పు, నువ్వు నాకు గంట సమయం ఇస్తే నీ బుర్ర నేను మారుస్తాను. What is the point of discussing? So recently it happened with one of my friends, very nice childhood friend, but we are poles apart when it comes to Sanatana Dharma. He is that secular fellow. All are equal, all religions. Why are you forcing your opinions on the people? He started pushing me. So I discussed with him for 25 minutes. After that, I asked him, are you willing to understand my point of view, or do you want to push your point of view to me? Then I said, thank you very much. Inkenti visheshalu. That's it. Cut chesana అయిపోయింది. ఇంకేంట్రా ఈ వీకెండ్ ఏంటి ప్లాన్? He understood. ఏంటి నువ్వు టాపిక్ మార్చేసావా? కాన్షియస్లీ మార్చేసాను. Because I said, I don't want to argue with you. ఆర్గ్యూ చేసి ఏమొస్తుంది? నా వేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మై టైం. నాకు అనవసరంగా అరగంట ఆర్గ్యూ చేస్తే నా మైండ్ పోతుంది, ఆ మైండ్ ప్రశాంతత కూల్ పోతుంది, మళ్ళీ దాంట్లో నుంచి బయటకు రావడానికి ఒక అరగంట పోతుంది. నాకెందుకు ఈ గంట కూల్ దొబ్బించుకోవటం? మీతో ఆర్గ్యూ చేసి నేనేం సాధిస్తాను? You cannot now change my mind. For me, at least my life is now crystal clear. తప్పో రైటో కూడా కాదు, ఈ మార్గంలోకి నేను వచ్చేసాను. Now I have to improve myself. I am clear that I have to improve myself. Now nobody cannot tell me, Satya, you are following wrong path. You have to change your path. No way. That is out of scope. You can tell me, Satya, these are the mistakes you are doing in your path of bhakti. Like my Siksha Guru tells me, Satya, these are the mistakes you are doing. You have to correct yourself. This is how Aarti need to be done. You have to become more sincere in your chanting. My wife also gives me, she's not here. My wife also gives me a lot of instructions on how to correct myself. Those are all valid instructions I'll take.
Those kind of people will change sometime.
Huh?
Those kind of people, those who are Netular.
Prabhuji, everybody have to Nadinam Sagaram Gatihi. Everybody has to come into this path one day. If not this life, next life. They will have to come. They will slowly come. Right now they are a secular. We cannot see future. After 5 lives, you will see them dancing in ISKCON habits. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now they are a secular folks.
That they will progress ahead of us also.
You never know. We might be still in chapter 6. That guy might be already teaching Bhagavad Gita after 5 lives. Sometimes that guy may be having a rapid progress. Very difficult to understand, Prabhu. Who will progress how? We don't know. It is all depends upon the sincerity in the heart. Because everything what we are seeing is external. Krishna is seeing inside deep heart. The compound microscope is koni hridayam lopal petti chustunnadu ayana. He is not seeing dhoti, he is not seeing kurta, he is not seeing this one. He is not seeing how beautifully you are talking. He is not seeing how Sanskrit verses you are quoting. He is seeing deep in your heart, do you have surrender? Ardhamayinda? Krishna 9 అయిపోయింది 7 శ్లోకాలకే ఇవ్వాలి. అభ్యాస యోగ యుక్తేన
చేతసా నాన్యగామినా
దివ్యం
పరమం పురుషం దివ్యం
చింతయాన్
యాతి పార్థాను చింతయాన్
అభ్యాసయోగయుక్తేన
అభ్యాసయోగయుక్తేన
నాన్యగామినా
చేతసా నాన్యగామినా
పురుషం దివ్యం
పరమం పురుషం దివ్యం
చింతయాన్
యాతి పార్థాను చింతయాన్.
అభ్యాసయోగయుక్తేన. Who meditates on me, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, O Partha, sure to reach me. Now, in 8th chapter, Krishna, every sloka is reiterating, is making it crystal clear. Guarantee, guarantee, guarantee. Krishna is giving that one again and again. What is Krishna telling? One who meditates on me, nannu evaraithe talchukunta untaro. One whose mind is constantly engaged in remembering, who is always thinking of me, who always remembers Krishna. Sarvakala sarvavastalendu, morning, afternoon, evening, anytime, whether you are on the road, whether you are jogging, whether you are doing any work in the office, travel, waiting. Every time if you are able to think about Krishna, undeviated from the path. This is the underlining point for all of us. Because some of us will do that for 1 week, again deviate. Again come back, again deviate. Again come back, again deviate. So Krishna is talking about undeviated from the path, constantly chanting, constantly remembering, rest of the life. For sure they will reach me. Varu nanne pondutaru. Krishna is stressing the importance of remembering him. Once memory of Krishna is revived by the chanting the Mahamantra. Why are our acharyas asking us to chant Mahamantra? So that we remember the lost relationship with Krishna. We have lost. For example, that Mataji, don't mind Mataji, just continuing that example that Mataji was telling, it is not applicable now because that Mataji lost that connection with Krishna. That's why she's thinking there is no Krishna. In 2026, who's going to talk about Krishna? She's telling. Because she lost her connection to Krishna. And what is the way to get that connection? By chanting, we will develop that connection to Krishna. Acharyas are telling, you will feel that connection again. By chanting, automatically that connection with Krishna is re-established. Mandi, ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అయితే మంట ఆరిపోతుంటే ఏం చేస్తారండి, ఇదివరకు పొయ్యిలో ఇట్లా ఇట్లా అంటారు, అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ అగ్ని ప్రజ్వలిస్తుంది. గుర్తుందండి? ఇది కట్టెల పొయ్యిలో అట్లా ఇదివరకు విసిన కరతలు అనేవాడు. సో మంట తగ్గిపోతుంటే ఇలా ఇలా అంటే అగ్ని మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. అలా హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే అని ఎప్పుడైతే మనం అంటామో అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మనకి భక్తి బయటకు వస్తుంది, ఉద్భవిస్తుంది. భగవంతుని మీద ఫెయిత్, నమ్మకం పెరుగుతుంది, భక్తి పెరుగుతుంది. దెన్ యూ విల్ నాట్ బి డీవియేటెడ్ ఇన్ ద పాత్. This practice will purify him, and at the end of a life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God. The mind is fickle, therefore it is necessary to engage the mind by force to think of Krishna. Our mind is fickle. Given a chance, nobody wants to do chanting. Do you want to chant or watch movie? What is our default choice? Watch movie. Huh? Do you want to come to Bhagavad Gita class or a Sunday morning sleep for an extra 1 hour? What is the obvious choice? That is the obvious choice. But we are all doing this by force. It is not our nature. If by nature we are lovers of Krishna, that means we are advanced. అంటే ఏమంటారంటే శాస్త్రం ఏం చెప్తుందంటే, నామ సంకీర్తన చేయకుండా ఉండలేక నామం చేస్తున్నారు. భగవద్గీత చదవకుండా ఉండలేక భగవద్గీత చదువుతున్నారు. దే ఆర్ ఆల్ గ్రేట్ పీపుల్. దట్ మీన్స్ దే కెనాట్, అంటే వాళ్ళు చేయకుండా ఉండలేరు. మనం అలాంటి వాళ్ళం కాదు. వీఆర్ ఆల్ నార్మల్ పీపుల్. మనం పడేస్తన్ని ఇటు తిప్పితే మనం ఇటు తిరుగుతాం. ఇట్స్ నాట్ దట్ బై నేచర్ we are all devotees of Krishna and we are connected, we are getting excited, we are feeling great about it. No, we are forcefully willing. I have to get up early. Sunday morning, I know Saturday evening also I work, but Sunday morning, abba legvala, legvali. ఈ క్లాస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ నాకు. ఒక పావు గంట ముందు నేను లెగిచి ఎలాగోలా లెగిచి రోజంతా లేట్గా పడుకుంటున్నాను కదా. సండే ఎట్లా కొట్లా నేను 6కి లేచి రెడీ అయ్యి 3 బస్సులు 6 ట్రైన్లు మారి మీ అపార్ట్మెంట్ నుంచి నేను ఇక్కడ ఈ హాల్కి రావాలి కదండి. సమ్ ఆఫ్ యూ చేంజ్ 3 trains and 4 buses and 2 autos and 1 boat to come here కదా. Some of you are in Gautam Enclave. So, కష్టపడి రావాలి. In our satsang also, the first person who comes every week on time is one who comes from ECIL. Every week I touch his feet. Every week he comes on time from ECIL and he is the first person to come. మేము ఇక్కడిక్కడ ఉన్నవాళ్ళం మేము ఒక్కోసారి సత్సంగకి పావు గంట లేట్గా వెళ్తుంటాం. ఆయన చూసి సిగ్గు అనిపిస్తుంది. ECIL నుంచి ఆయన టైంకి వస్తున్నాడు. And it's not that 1 week, 2 weeks. He is coming since many years, Prabhuji's Matajis. At least 6 years I know him. Santosh Aditya Prabhu. Sanatana Rupa Prabhu, now his name. Since 6 years he is coming every week from ECIL along with his old mother and father. Every week by 5:30 he is in the satsang. And the person who is in the next lane will come at 6:20. So it is a personal discipline. And we have to make that discipline. If we find this is very important for our life, we have to feel that and make that discipline. So the mind is fickle and therefore it is necessary to engage the mind by force to think of Krishna. One example often given is that the caterpillar that thinks of becoming a butterfly and is transformed into the butterfly in the same life. Similarly, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that at the end of our life, we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna. Gita Brahmanyaya. It tells kadandi, caterpillar becoming a butterfly, we all know. They say that no, that caterpillar is constantly thinking about, caterpillar, does it look beautiful? Ugly, because spikes and kind of, butterfly looks beautiful? Yes. Can you imagine how one jiva is becoming another jiva? It's very rare. That caterpillar is constantly thinking that I have to become that. Om Tat Sat. I want to become that Annattu. He was always thinking about that butterfly, and it is finally becoming a butterfly. Then ఏమంటారు సంస్కృతంలో కీట బృంగన్యాయ అంటారు. So అలాగే if we want to think, I have to become that sincere devotee. I want to become that sincere devotee like what we read in books. I want to become sincere devotee like Raghunandana Prabhu, right? I want to become a sincere person like Narayan Prabhu. Like that, if you start thinking, I want to become sincere like this, I want to sincere like this. So I want to become as sincere like Kavita Mataji and Pravina Mataji who are attending 2 sessions every week, despite they are busy with 2 children. So I want to become as busy, as sincere as her. So like this, in this satsang, we take inspiration from each other. This Mataji is busy with so many responsibilities, yet she is giving time. This Prabhuji has so much work at home, yet he is coming on time to the satsang. Yet he is not. For example, I have not seen Giridhar Prabhu and Vasantara Prabhu not coming to satsang in the last 1 year. Maybe once, Prabhu? Only once. Since 1 year, Giridhar Prabhu has missed only one session. That too because he was traveling. Vasantara Prabhu also missed 2 sessions. Once when he was very busy with her beautiful granddaughter, 2 or 3 sessions. But in 52 sessions, it's almost 1 year now. In 52 sessions, 1 session. Look at the sincerity. Prabhuji, I wanted to learn that from Giridhar Prabhu. I have to learn that sincerity from Giridhar. So this is how I will learn sincerity from my wife. She is very sincere in her chanting. She is very sincere in her sadhana. I have to learn from her. I am not that sincere. She advises me every now and then the mistakes I am doing. Right? So I have to learn that from my wife. Right? So, Prabhu. Yes. She cooks well, she drives well. So many positive things she has. So, by constantly thinking and taking somebody as an inspiration, we become that person. Yesterday, myself and Lakshmi Mataji were exchanging how difficult is it? Can we become like that one? We were debating. But slowly, step by step. That's why Shastras, that's why our Acharyas are telling us to listen about Krishna Katha and to also listen about devotees. By listening, see, if we always think about Krishna, we'll always think, Bhagavantudu kabatti ayanaki anni kudurte naaku ekkada uddi. But if you think about devotees, yesterday Mataji has sent about Janabai. How many of you have listened to that video? How many of you understand Hindi? So many of you understand Hindi. So I know Mataji generally posts many in Hindi. So very beautifully yesterday she has posted about Janabai. So Janabai, when Janabai was worried, when Namadev Maharaj was doing kirtan, intense kirtan, Hare Krishna, she was thinking, whole day Panduranga was standing. He is already tired. Ikkadiki vachi malli aana he has to jump. Alisipotadu, ivalu konచెం kirtan takkuga cheyandi ani adugutunnaru. Look at her bhakti. She is thinking, see, that's where I'm telling. If you think like he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, why will he get tired? Here you are thinking like Hare, Bhagavantudu alisipotaadu. Now if you think, does God need mangoes? Does he really feel hungry? If you think like that, there is no emotion. Jnana should not become an impediment from emotion. Ardhavainda Prabhuji's and Mataji's. Learning about Krishna should not, when we read he is Sarvakarana Karanam, Krishna's days like millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of years. If we think like that one, then you will immediately go to one Venkateshwara Swami temple, Tirupati, and say, are you fool waking him up at 2:30? Are you a fool making him sleep at again 7 o'clock, which is not even 0.0000000 second of Krishna's life? You are waking him up. This is not his waking up time. This is not his making him sleep. This is not offering 3 times of food. You are doing the emotion where knowledge where. Knowledge should increase emotions. Knowledge should not decrease emotions. Our emotion towards Krishna should be more and more as we know more and more about Krishna. Antegani ఆయనకి పెట్టాలా మనం ఆయనకి మనం పెడితేనే తింటాడా. And I read in that book that Krishna doesn't feel hungry. So why we should feed him? As per this sloka, Krishna doesn't feel hungry. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటి? నీకేం అర్థం కాలేదని అర్థం. నీకేం అర్థం కాలేదని నాకు పూర్తిగా అర్థమైంది. You understood Prabhuji's Mataji's? So Bhakti is all about emotions. Bhakti is about emotion. And that emotions have to be developed. And that emotions have to be nurtured. That emotions will be developed and nurtured by hearing about devotee stories. Namadev, Tukaram, Sant Chokkamela, all these Panduranga devotees, or devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Vruttasura, Bharat Maharaj, these stories from Ajamil, all these stories from Bhagavatam, or stories we hear anything, all these stories will inspire us. How are they able to do it in this, despite that situations? We were discussing about Kunti Maharani prayers in our Saturday afternoon. Did Kunti Maharani ask Krishna, నువ్వు ఉండి ఏంటే లాభం నాకు, నేను నా పిల్లలు ఎప్పుడు ఇదే కష్టాలు పడుతున్నావు, నువ్వేం పీకినట్టు మాకు, నువ్వేం చేసావు నాకు, అందరూ కృష్ణుడు ఉన్నాడు ఉన్నాడు అంటారు, నువ్వు ఉండి కూడా నేను ఇన్ని కష్టాలు అనుభవించాలా, నా భర్త పోవాలా, నాకు రాజ్యం పోవాలా, నా కొడుకులు అరణ్యవాసం చేయాలా, నా కోడలు గుడ్డలు ఇప్పుతున్నారు, ఇదేనా నువ్వు నాకు చేసింది? డిడ్ షీ ఆస్క్ లైక్ దట్? Did Kunti Maharani ask Krishna like that? What did she ask? Give me more troubles. నాకు ఇంకా కష్టాలు ఇవ్వు కృష్ణ. ఎందుకు? కష్టాల్లోనే నువ్వు నాకు గుర్తుంటావు, సుఖంలోనే నేను మర్చిపోతానేమో కృష్ణ. That is what Kunti Maharani is asking. So by reading Kunti Maharani prayers, by reading Kunti Maharani story, we should understand that we should become more humble, that we should become more sincere in our bhakti, and we should not blame Krishna when we are going through the problems. We should be tolerant and understand that Krishna has a different plan for us. Kunti Maharani never blamed Krishna throughout the life. Did Prahalada said, Narsimhadev, ippudu vastava, anta ayipaki ippudu vastava last lo? No. What did he ask? Great prayers on Prahalad. We'll recite in 2 more weeks. Next week we'll discuss what did we thought, Mataji? Next week we are going to do Bhishmadev prayers. We have finished, so we have to discuss also Prahalad prayers. So what did Prahalad Maharaj said? My father is innocent and ignorant, please forgive him. And the father who has given him so much of trouble, చంపేండ్రా అన్న తండ్రిని, పాపం మా నాన్న అమాయకుడండి, అజ్ఞానం అండి, నీ గురించి తెలియదండి, ఆయన్ని కాపాడు, ప్లీజ్ గివ్ హిమ్ ఏ హయ్యర్ లైఫ్. He doesn't know that you are Sarvakarana Karanam. He is ignorant. Forgive him. That's what Prahalad Maharaj said. Right? We'll do one more sloka. Kavim Purana Manusasitaram Anor Aniyam Sam Anusmaredya Sarvasya Dataram Achitya Rupam
సర్వస్య దాతారమచింత్య రూపం
తమసః పరస్తాత్
ఆదిత్యవర్ణం తమసః పరస్తాత్ కవిం పురాణమనుశాసితారం
అనుస్మరేద్య
మనోరణీయాంసమనుస్మరేద్యం
అచింత్య రూపం
సర్వస్య ధారామచింత్య రూపం
తమసః పరస్తాత్
ఆదిత్యవర్ణం తమసః పరస్తాత్.
The Supreme Lord as the one who knows everything. He who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is the smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, who is always a person. He is luminous like a sun. He is transcendental beyond the material nature. So this Shastra says, this Sloka says, one should meditate on Krishna. We should think about Krishna. How? ఎలా తెలుసుకోవాలంటే భగవంతుణ్ణి, he knows everything. ఆయనకి తెలియంది ఏమీ లేదు. He is the oldest. భగవంతుడు ఎప్పటి నుంచో ఉన్నాడు, సనాతనం. And who is the controller? సర్వకారణ కారణం. He is smaller than the smallest. అతి చిన్నమైన వాటిల్లో కూడా చిన్ననైనది. ఎందుకు? Why is he called as smaller than the smallest? Even in the mosquito's heart, he is there as Paramatma. మనకి కంటికి కనపడని మైక్రో ఆర్గానిజమ్స్, ద వన్స్ విచ్ యూ కెనాట్ సీ విత్ యువర్ నేకెడ్ ఐ, అందులో కూడా ఒక హార్ట్ ఉంది. ఆ హార్ట్ లో కృష్ణుడు పరమాత్మలాగా ఉన్నాడు. సో హీఈస్ ద స్మాలర్ దెన్ ద స్మాలెస్ట్, అండ్ హీఈస్ మెయింటైనర్ ఆఫ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. సృష్టి స్థితి లయలకు కారణం ఆయనే, పోషణ ఆయనే. హీఈస్ ద వన్ హూ ఈస్ గివింగ్ వాటర్, సన్లైట్, ఆల్ ద ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఫర్ అస్ టు లివ్, అండ్ హీఈస్ బియాండ్ ఆల్ ద మెటీరియల్ కన్సెప్షన్. ఆయన భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి, భౌతిక ఆలోచన పరిధికి దాటున్నాడు. అండ్ హూ ఈస్ ఇన్కన్సీవబుల్, ఆయన అర్థం చేసుకోవడం చాలా కష్టం. హీ ఈస్ బియాండ్ అవర్ హ్యూమన్ లాజిక్. యూ కెనాట్ అప్లై హ్యూమన్ లాజిక్ టు కృష్ణ, రైట్? Who is always a person at the end of the day, Shama Sundara, who is a beautiful Shama Sundara as a person. And he is luminous like the sun. Suryudanta Tejomayanto unnadu ayana. And he is transcendental. Ante పరలోకానికి చెందినవాడు. భగవంతుడు ఈ లోకంలో ఉన్నా ఈ లోకం చెందినవాడు కాదు. సింపుల్ లాజిక్ ఐల్ గివ్. సమ్ అమెరికన్ హ్యాస్ కమ్ టు ఇండియా ఫర్ 2 weeks. Do you consider that he belongs to India? Very common logic, right? If I say he's an Indian, you'll say, are you a fool? He's an American. He came on a visit visa for 2 weeks to visit his this one. In a simple way, Krishna, even though he takes birth here, he comes here, he doesn't belong to here. ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి ఆయన పరిధిలోకి లేడు. సత్వరజస్తమో గుణాల్లోనే ఆయన అధీనుడు కాదు. ఆయన మాయకు అధీనుడు కాదు. ఈజ్ బియాండ్ మాయా. ఈజ్ బియాండ్ సత్వరజస్తమో గుణాస్. He doesn't belongs to this world. He doesn't need to take birth. He doesn't need to die. He is from very world. So the rules of this land is not applicable beyond the material nature. He is beyond the material nature. That's what this sloka is telling. So, భగవంతుడిని తలుచుకోవాలి. ఎలా తలుచుకోవాలి? This sloka is talking about the greatness. Now I will bring a completely opposite thinking to here. Does Yashoda think like this? Does Krishna's friends think like this? నువ్వు దొంగ అయ్యో, దొంగ పెట్టు, కూర్చో, ఒంగో, నీ మీద ఎక్కుతాను. Now you have to carry me from here to there. So, Prabhuji, there are 2 extremes. Great advanced devotees of Krishna, like gopis, gopas, and all, they do not see Krishna like this. They see them like their son, friend, brother, and they have the same emotions. But you and I, we are not great devotees. We are not gopas, gopis, we are not Yashoda Maya, we are not Nanda Maharaj, we are not Devaki, we are not Vasudeva, we are not there. We are ordinary people. So for us, we need to see God as Sarvakarana Karanam. ఆయనే అన్నిటికీ కారణం. మనం అలా అనుకోపోతే 2 నిమిషాల్లో లైట్ తీసుకుంటాం దేవుడు. యశోదమయ్య వీళ్ళందరూ కృష్ణుని అలా అనుకోపోయినా వాళ్ళు లైట్ తీసుకోరు. దే ఆర్ డియర్ టు హిమ్. మన ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే 2 రోజుల్లో లైట్ తీసుకో. ఇప్పుడు కృష్ణుడు మన ఇంటికి వచ్చి హాల్లో కూర్చున్నాడు అనుకోండి, ½ an hour తర్వాత ఏమంటాం? కూర్చో, ఇప్పుడే నేను చిన్న పనులు చూసుకొని వస్తాను, వెజిటబుల్స్ తెచ్చుకొని వస్తాను. ఆయన ఇంకా కూర్చున్నాడు అనుకోండి సాయంకాలం వరకు. ఇవాళ సాయంకాలం రిలేటివ్స్ ఇంట్లో గృహప్రవేశం ఉంది, కృష్ణ కూర్చో, వెళ్ళి కనపడొస్తాం. అంతేనండి. అదే కృష్ణుడు వచ్చి తడుక్కుని 1 సెకండ్ ఉంటే అన్యదం శరణం నాస్తి త్వమేవ శరణం మమ అంటూ కాళ్ళ మీద పడిపోతాం. ఈశ్వర పరమ కృష్ణ సచ్చిదానంద విగ్రహ అనాదిరాదిర్ గోవింద సర్వకారణ కారణం. కృష్ణుడు ఓవర్ నైట్ ఉన్నాడు అనుకోండి, ఎప్పుడు వెళ్తా ఉంటాం. గెస్ట్లు వస్తున్నారు, ఆ రూమ్ నీకు ఇచ్చాను, మరి వాళ్ళకి ప్రామిస్ చేశాను, మీరు వెళ్తే వాళ్ళు వస్తారని. దాంట్లో మన నేచర్ అదే. అంత అధోగతిలో ఉన్నాం మన నేచర్ అది. డూ అగ్రీ విత్ మీ? అండ్ ఒప్పుకుంటారండి? రైట్. ఎనీవే, so we'll stop here. We did only 9 slokas. That's okay, but it's very, very important chapter. We discussed so many important aspects. I was ambitious. I thought I will do 17 slokas today. Namaste Narasimhaya. Narasimhaya. Prahlada-nada-dayine.
Prahlada-dayine.
Hiranyakasi-purvakshaka.
Hiranyakashipu-rakshaka. Kilatankanakajaye. Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha. Yato yato yami tato Narasimha. Bahir Narasimha Hudaye Narasimha. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye.
Adbhuta Singha
तव कर हरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे भव करमल भरे नक्मद्भुत शृंगा दलित हिरण्य कशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशववृद्धार हरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव देव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव देव जय नरसिंहदेव महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय हरि बोल
नरसिंह भगवान की
जय
शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
लील प्रविष्टवो विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन शेषी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी रूपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रजिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
जय
वृंद की रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय
आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री
जय
राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन
जय
धाम की मथुरा
जय
धाम की
जय
नवद्वीप धाम की
जय
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की दुबई
जय
पंडरी धाम की गंगे
जय
माई की यमुने
जय
माई की तुलसी
जय
देवी की भक्ति देवी
जय
की संगीत
जय
यज्ञ की
जय
मृदंग की समवेत
जय
भक्त वृंद की गौर
जय
प्रेमानंदी हरि 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 बोल all
हरि
glories
हरि
to
बोल
assembled devotees all
हरे
glories to
कृष्णा
assembled
हरे
devotees
कृष्णा हरे
all glories to
कृष्णा
assembled
हरे हरे
devotees
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
गौरांगवांचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय कलियुग
जय
नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय
जय
वै चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय भगवत गीता
जय
जय पुरुषोत्तम मास की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय हरि बोल प्रभु जी
जय
माता जी to just 1 minute announcement. We discussed that we want to start reading every day for half an hour. I know 4 or 5 people with great difficulty, they raise their hands. How many of you want to read half an hour every day? English or Telugu? English or Telugu? మాతాజీ టక్ ఏం చేయాలో అర్థం కావట్లే పాప ఆవిడ తెలుగు అనేది 10 మంది చేయొద్దులో ఇంగ్లీష్ చేయొచ్చు సార్ విల్ రీడ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ వాట్ టైం మార్నింగ్ 6 to 6:30 ఈవినింగ్ 8 to 9 8:30 to 8 to 8:30 8:30 to 9 choose one time we go by majority Morning 6 to 6:30. How many of you want to raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.25. Right? Evening 8 to 8:30. 1, 2, 2.1. 8:30 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Morning 6 to 6:30 is decided. As per the constitution, we have to go by the principle of majority, whether we like it or not. So we are going by the principle of majority. Morning 6 to 6:30 from next year, January 1st, 2027, from tomorrow. Okay. The problem is we will have to look. I don't know what books you all have. Otherwise, we have to go to Vedabase and read online. So we'll start reading from tomorrow. I'll share with you the Zoom details. We log in sharp 6:30 we'll exit. That's it. There's no extensions. There's no further discussions kind of thing. 6:30 we'll finish and we'll all read in a circle. I'll read 2 lines, you read 2 lines, you read 1 paragraph like that. Everybody gets a chance to read. We will take 1 book. We'll try to complete 1 book and get into habit of second. Slowly, this is for all of us to develop a habit of regular reading. Because Prabhupada says, please read my books regularly. He said scrutinizingly. Mana first step no regularly no sastam. So our first step is to get to regularly. To read regularly. Arundayaka scrutinizingly ke next step the next life la. Right? Thank you very much. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I'll close the call. Whoever is online, thank you very much for joining.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama.